Seth here. Seth here.
Nightbot. Welcome to my channel.
Of what the doc did. For now,
but she definitely knew about several other women that Doc either linked up with or tried to link up with, because I have seen text messages from his wife to other women calling them whores and being extremely upset with them.
that was Slasher, someone who years later teased at the depths of what the doc did. For now, speculation around who these other women could have been was constant, where the doc was still absent. His absence lasted for over a month and entered into 2018. And then finally, on January 19th, he broke his silence.
And we formed a new club. I call it the Champions Club. Doc 2.0. Coming soon. By the way, did I mention my wife's an assassin? Correction. She's a deadly assassin.
This tweet ends with the date February 5th, and as seen in the video, the doc was still with his wife. And he did come back on February 5th to his most viewed stream by a significant margin. It peaked at 363,000 viewers. The following streams, while not as bombastic, still retained impressive viewership. He was now dedicating himself to his stream schedule, continued to develop bits like his RoboDoc model. His wife continued to be interactive on stream and primarily bringing in food, and there was more development to his bits and a continued fleshing out of the character. Even on YouTube, he began uploading condensed versions of his streams. Typically, these contain some form of monologue, update on important information around the doc, and certainly have gameplay footage with the inclusion of music that is blended well with the gameplay.
Are we having a good time in the arena, baby? Yeah, we are!
This is why he was calling himself Doc 2.0. But even so, a new model only exposes that the prior one was imperfect. And the Doc's largest imperfection at this time was his infidelity, as it was still affecting him, as viewers quickly realized.
GGSNSD, thank you for the $10. It's knock knock, who's there? The doc coming into another woman. Thank you for the $10. Manimal, thank you for the $20. Can we have some motherfucking firm handshake? Let's go. Wow! Are you kidding me? Huh? Hey, watch your mouth, huh?
Aren't you the loser cheat on his wife?
Dude, aren't you the one that needs to tighten his braces up? Idiot. Get Punk, welcome, Son of Kong. Thank you for the $8. Says, hey, Doc, thanks for being an inspiration. You have inspired me to live life the way I want to. Thank you. I have been with 4 different women in the last month. The wife's not happy, but what can I say? Keep being it. All right, thank you for the $8.
That was from a compilation uploaded just a month after the doc had come back. And while this weakness would always be exposed, his infidelity did not entirely ruin his business. While slow, he was easily regaining his brand.
I've tried to do my best to navigate the.
He was still constantly invited to early access of battle royales, which boosted his numbers. But these were just stepping stones to whatever the next level was.
2 or 3 years, you know, you'd like to work up to that step, whether that's, you know, trying to take the channel to the next level on Twitch currently, or I mean, you know, hearing about how Netflix might, you know, there's those type of adventures. Like, I certainly would want to take it to the TV show series. If there's movie opportunities with the character, I'm open to that.
As dedicated to achieving this next step as the doc was, His viewers, particularly the disturbed ones, had their own plans.
Man, I'm just not finishing. Ladies and gentlemen, I gotta fucking end the, I've gotta end the broadcast right now. Someone shot at our house, broke the fucking upstairs window. This is the second shot. Someone shot yesterday at our fucking house. And someone shot again right now and connected with the house upstairs, right? You're driving by, right? You pussy!
The doc, in what appears to be the following day, came on stream and lightly addressed the shooting.
Am I gonna be talking about anything related to what happened yesterday, today? No. I'm not making a big deal about it. It's being handled. I love being the best. And that's all I'm gonna say about it.
According to the San Diego Union Tribune, quote, investigators later determined a BB gun was used in the shootings, and suspect those responsible may have fired from a nearby park, Lieutenant Amber Baggs said, unquote. Following this event, there were no more acts of violence against the doc, at least not public or to this degree. And as difficult as his stained reputation was to cleanse, by 2019 he was virtually back where he left off.
You know, I'm pretty fortunate. Heading into this year, started this year, joining like a super high-end agency, CAA, and the team there, and my business partners and my management. We're just so dialed in at this point on taking things to the next level and doing it right.
CAA is a rather high-end agency that retains all forms of talent. From models, musicians, actors, they are world-class. And it appears through his meet and greets and other events likely organized through them that they were propelling the doc's career.
And the winner is Dr. Disrespect.
I love you guys. And last but not least, my wife, the mom of our 4.5-year-old sweet daughter who just holds it down. You've got a ball of just energy that is just undescribable, and I just appreciate you so much, and I love you so much.
Even though there were hiccups, like a short Twitch ban for filming in a bathroom, the doc reprised his role and was once again Streamer of the Year now for 2019. And in 2020, things continued to get better.
Everyone has a dream, a purpose in life. I'm at the tippity top of the mountain, and I'm only halfway up. I'm in peak condition, and I'm not even in shape.
That was from a video announcing the doc's contract with Twitch. The next step up was practically in reach. Even so, the doc was playing with less brand-friendly imagery.
I bought a whole bunch of shungite rocks. Do you know what shungite is? Anybody know what shungite is? It's a 2 billion year old like rock stone that protects against frequencies and unwanted frequencies that may be traveling in the air. That's my story. I bought a whole bunch of stuff, put them around the La Casa, little pyramids.
The doc's sincerity comes into question this partly because of his sarcastic demeanor to similar things the year prior.
2 commercials already? Wait a minute, it's about aliens though. Let me check it out.
Told to make plant medicines by the Star People.
Damn, the Star People? What channel is this?
Have been able to detect a unified field.
Is this the Gaia Network?
That permeates everything in existence.
Well, let me put it this way. All energy in the universe is expressed in motion. All motion is expressed in waves. All waves are curved. So where does the straight lines come from to make the platonic solids? There are no straight lines. So when I took the flower of life and opened it properly, I found whole new wave conjugations that expose the in-between.
I got my crystal right here, Terrence.
The doc in 2020, with the pandemic in full swing, was seeming more sincere with some beliefs. In this stream, he notably mentions conspiracy theorist David Icke.
David Icke, yes. Alex, yes. I like him. Even if like it's like it just kind of, you know, all it allows you to do is just sort of like, you know, allows you to step outside of the box just a little bit. Whether some of the stuff is not true or not, whatever. I think the whole goal though is to wake up.
The doc goes on to say he also bought his book.
I actually bought the, Mrs. Assassin bought the book, actually, not me.
There was then a tonal shift with the mention of Roblox.
Tomorrow, will you be playing Roblox Hide and Seek Extreme on stream? Hold on, what's that? Roblox.
Hello, Crash Nation. It's me, Ash, and I'm here with Chris.
Hello.
And today we're playing hide and seek. Yeah, let's throw him a taunt. He has the camera guy, so.
The doc then sits in silence for about 3 minutes before going back to David Icke.
David Icke.
I'll be it.
No, bad. No.
I ordered his book too.
Yeah, I want to be it.
No, bad.
Yeah, that's funny. Wow.
Oh, the backyard, the backyard.
Oh, okay.
Okay, who's it?
I appreciate everyone watching today.
Who's it in the backyard? Who is going to be looking?
We'll
we
get.
don't really, like you said, we don't really know some of the.
Yeah,
We'll get through this Champions Club. I know it's a tough. That's
because I don't know this one well.
Life's weird right now.
Yeah, look. Oh my gosh!
We'll
It did.
we'll get through this, okay? And
Hey, Christopher.
Dun dun dun. You better not taunt me. How dare you?
Fuck. Those were the
Čujemo čime se ovaj Milan bavi, brate. On je lud. Koga boli kurac.
Srbin je lud, Srbin je proklet. Jednog ga ubiješ, ono će opet... To ti je to. Ko se čujem baj? A, je to isti onaj lik što je rekao da nema vremena, blago tebi Makiću, ti sutra ne moraš na posao. Je to isti taj, Milan?
Da, ja ne moraš na posao, onaj koji nije radio.
Blago tebi Makiću. Brate... Da, reci.
Juče sam bio na team building, brate, u Dinari. Uz ovaj Sremskoj Mitrovici. Osjećao sam se kao u Huntu. Kao u Sea of Thieves. Brate, Sea of Thieves. Pa ono podrumi dole, staro sve, naš horror film bukvalno. Sviđa mi se Snoop Dogg i ono stvarno neko napravi onaj meme, brate.
A, mislim da je dobro.
I ono gleda top, ono...
Mislim, pošalje ono Krajteku i reci Krajtek, please. Ajde ga bi...
Prodaja, znaš koje će prodaje biti?
Mislim, to treba poslati Snoop Doggu, znaš da je on gamer, ono jebi ga. Znaš da je naduvan ko zmajali. Znaš da igra kod i to. On treba poslati ovaj kod, ne kod nego Hunt. I onda samo pokazati mu onaj novi, onaj game mod, onaj deathmatch, razumeš, ono je brz. I reći, postoji kao već ono varijanta, možda neki njegov predlog, znaš, duži dredovi ili tako nešto.
A šta bi to išlo, ja bi prvi kupio taj skin. To je Hunt.
Pre nego Ghostface.
Znaš da bi skinuo Hunt, baš zbog, brate, Snoop Dogga.
Da trolaš jedan.
Ajde. Pustim neku G-Funk, njegovu pesmu i alt stisnem i, brate, voice. Snoop Dogg, ratatara, ili ono, smoke weed every day. Koliko smara Milan sa bubom je, doći će Rusi po tebi. Možda i brate dođe, ali to je super je, brate, šta te boli kužice? Realno. Znaš da sam upalio kod juče, Black Ops 6, igrao sam. Čuješ?
Čuo sam, ne?
Ima treće lice da se stavi na one zombi mape malo. Ima samo dve mape zombi. Znači bolje skineš Black Ops 2, imaš više mapa nego ovo što si platio. 50-120 eura.
Koliko ima mapa?
Dve.
Pa da. Ako ovako, neće Activision da odmah sve. Ako daju odmah, sada, odmah.
Onda nema cash.
Meni, šta ti posle? Šta će posle, Dracula? Da čujem.
Evo, čekaj. Hoću da ti pustim stream na Discord da ono vidiš. Ako imaš vremena.
Tu sam ja, većinu dana danas.
Znam, ali ja nisam, ja radim, imam radim, ja sam robozor.
Slušaj, radim ja, ali to nije ni važno. Važno je da se mi družimo i da Milan ima posla. Jel' tako? A jebeš Makića, Makić ne radi, on ne radi ništa.
Ne radi ništa.
Bote, kakva lančuga. Makić mi tamo uzima plaćene slobodne dane. A Milan čita život neplaćen, slobodni dan.
Je. Da podesim grafik. Šta bio? Jo, ovaj spooky sound do polovine. Ma nije on nabio, nego Discord čovječ. Evo.
Ko je nabio? Ko nabije, taj dobije, kažu.
Jebote rahte.
Vidim. Znači, imaš operativce, ali?
Da.
Wow.
Imaš, odmah ima da se kupi nešto, ga?
Znam da ima.
Ovo smeći. Neki obični skinoj. Isti kurac. Ovdje već stavljaju efekte ovog pucanja. Mora grafika. 2000 dinara je to. Tako je. Sve ću ti pokažem. Samo da ja nam ovo podesu.
Gledam. Imam utisak da je...
Kao da igraš Modern Warfare 3.
Isti engine.
Pa isti. Jest, sad ćeš vidjeti.
Ne znam zašto, ali mislim da je isti engine. Op, demonizacija.
Jebote igra!
Demonizacija, Dracula la la.
Bravo.
Reci mi sad kad ideš u Black Ops 6 Modern Warfare 3 je sigurno 15 evra, tako?
Pa nisam ga,
možda
još nisam ga, sad ću da pogledam.
Jesam sarkastičan, naravno da nije. Naravno da nije. Ne možeš kupiti Modern Warfare za World at War, ne, Call of Duty 5. Ne možeš uzeti za neke male pare. I pored toga što ne radi onaj online servis, ne možeš igrati Call of Duty 5 World at War, ne možeš ga igrati s drugarima preko interneta zato što im ne radi servis. Moraš da krekuješ igru.
Saraš.
Iako je kupiš. Znači nemaš servis. A to će ti biti i sa Modern Warfare 2 i Modern Warfare 3. Ko te jebe? I tebi i meni.
Realno.
Mislim što da...
Oj, raderiti ti, koji ti kurac, bre. Jesi pojao već 50 jaja, jebe.
Gledao sam dokumentarac Dr. Disrespect, ono je podsjetio na Milana. Kad god napravi kill na Dr. Disrespect, počne da viče Raul! I onda objašnjenje zašto, zato što je igrao FIFA ili šta li već. I kad god igra sa Real Madridom, šta li, kad zabije gol, onda počne da viče Raul! Sad ja nemam pojma ko je Raul,
to je njegov meme, ne znam zašto beš.
Ne, to je meme, stoji.
Evo, zašto ne mogu da koristi render resolution?
Misliš da downsamplaš malo, šta?
Da. Milano je dobro, koristi malo.
Znaš šta trebaš popaliti?
Evo ga, našao.
Trebaš Milana da popališ. kad bude free vikend da skine igru.
Dobro.
I da benchmarkuje malo. Znaš da on to voli.
Koju igru?
Kao Black Ops 6. Da.
A sviđa mi se muzika iz ovog menija, kao groblje, vrat, zvono. Dobro. Na Black Ops 2, super. Ne. Moraš da platiš. Pa ne puniš njemu guzicu Gebenu, brate.
Kakve veze ima Geben s tim?
Nema veze, brate, s tim Geben.
Da si rekao nešto pametno, tipa Counter Strike 2 ili Dota ili... Kakve veze Blizzard Activision ima sa Steamom? Da li luci ti? Nikad.
Da mi ne crkne kompjuter zbog ove grafike u pičku.
Ma ja.
A jesam, brate, rekao sam ti 50 puta, brate. Jesam, 1000 puta sam pričao, nego ti si na...
Ne slušate nikad.
Ne.
Ja, moje, ja, moje. Ja.
Ja opet moram da ponavljam tebi, Borisu i Kumu.
A gdje ti radiš beše Dracula, a?
A
gdje ti radiš Dracula? A ti radiš?
Slušaj,
slušaj,
imam brate novo nešto, slušaj. Ti si Dracula, a? Kako se zoveš? Predrag?
A jeli? Peđe, a?
Pa ja radim, jel? A ima, ali nema takve kao vi. To je njegovo manje nego to vaše. I sad? Pa bre 8 bre, sti lud. Ti si prso, brate, nema da ti pitam. Neće da me pita.
Pitaj.
Ti ga iz usta ne izvlačiš, čoveče, hoće da ti čovjek šta, brate...
Da mu napravim repliku sebe, da možda je meći.
Napravi repliku da ti jebe onako kao luci, znaš, volio bi, brate, on to. Toš. Ne, nego si opterećen s njim, nemaš druge stvari. Jepak. Dobro, pa vidim, s kim se ti, brate, baviš s njim.
Relax, take it easy. Izgleda da Krajtek želi da igramo Call of Duty. Znači, prošlom meču sam našao na svakim kolima dead cheat. Znači ono, free, da ga digneš. A sljedeći meč sam našao Shadow. A to su kao ono retki tretovi, znaš, kao ono, mala šansa da nađeš.
Evo s nek startom.
Znam ti ja stream sve vreme.
Satka mi secka. To smanji grafik. Danas je 23 stepena, nije baš zanje. Ovo je osnik stavili da vidim HP svaki zombi u ovoj maloj. Moram da spanjem, ovo je baš previše. Koliko je stanj koji je bio, a?
Pa što ja znam?
90, a? Nema, igra još nije ni igracka. Da.
Igra još u Early Access.
Early Access. Evo, treće lice sad, opa. Izgleda kao Max Payne igra, gledaj sam dao, Max Payne, opa! Znači bolje kupiš od vrate 5 eura ovaj Max Payne, ne? Vidiš sam? Čuješ neki?
Dakle. Mom, can we have World War Z? We got a World War Z.
Bukvalno!
We got a World War Z.
Bukvalno izgleda tako, ne?
Brate, upali World War Z, bolja igra nego to. Znači igra iz trećeg lica.
Da, iz trećeg lica.
Iz prvog lica mogu da ti kažem, verovatno su bolji modeli iz prvog lica u Call of Duty. Možda. Ali igra iz trećeg lica, znači definitivno je World War Z bolji. Jer karakteri su bolje animirani.
Da, ovdje... Ma, Activision propao, ovo sve je na isto. Pojačam quality up. Biva, a? Open the door. Treće lice je ono, nekako trudno za ovakvu malu mapu.
Pa već je postao treće lice u onom Modern Warfare 3, ali... Ajde kažemo da nije bilo tako dobro. Ajde ovdje je kao bolje.
Da. Kao ovdje bolje.
Kao...
Nemam para dovoljno.
Bolje.
Gdje su zombi? Ovo je drugi wave. A zašto se ne čuje ono? Da. Ne znam zašto se ne čuje ono. Nema toga, samo drugačiji efekt. Bolje što niste dali, što niste kupili ovo.
Ja...
Jedino ako bude na nekom popustu, eto, zbog nekih stvari. Ja sam uzeo, ma ne, 20-30. Ja sam uzeo zbog ovog kretanja, već. Prezanimljivo je kretanje, već. Ovo skače kao Indijana. Max Payne. Sam neki crnac.
Radim tu neki crnac.
Max Armor. Ali ovo mi...
S tim u vezi, sjećaš li se prošlog Halloween ovaj... Crytek klip? Kada onaj, kako se zove, Nomad i onaj vitez, onaj gladijator, onaj rimski i onaj Crytek lovac šetaju se kroz ono bauju, znaš?
Dobro.
Pa Crytek napravio meme, razumeš, u engine. Ne znaš, moram ti naći. I onda je neko rekao DLC crossover. Dva pitanja.
DLC crossover. Dagada. I have to stay. MP unit active, please stand by. šta je zombija, ali nekako ne stoji ovo da im vidim health barove, brate. Kao da igram...
World War Z.
Kao da igram WoW, a ne... Ne jebeni
Diablo.
Diablo.
Šta ti reći, Diablo?
Da, izvini, Diablo, ne.
Sjećaš se onih eventa kada stojiš pored stuba i imaš kamen i onaj obelisk i puniš ga. Da, i puniš ga. Da ti upalim Diablo da vidiš kako to izgleda isto tako. A to je bilo još u Modern Warfare 2 za onaj Halloween event, ako se sjećaš.
Sjećam se.
Ono trick or treat kad si stupao s Butcherom pa...
Butcherom, onaj train.
Da. I imao si event sa tim stubovima isto tako.
Imao si onaj pentagon, onaj u sred.
I stojiš u sred pentagrama i kao dolazi zombi i... Brate, možeš napraviti igru unutar igre, razumeš, ako hoćeš. I to su upravo radili. Mislim, to je onako cool zato što jedan developer ti neće tako nešto napraviti radikalno drugačije, razumeš. Napraviti novi mod unutar moda koji već igraš, razumeš.
Genijalno. Oni su to najjači, zato su vrate najjači koliko ih boli kurac. Evo.
Pojente je sa dovoljno para možeš napraviti što hoćeš i oni su to svaki put dokazali.
Jesu. Znači.
E sad. A navodno je to ostrvo ogromno, samo da znaš.
Da, znam. Sjećam se.
Kao open world.
Da, ali treba otvarati sobe sve. Ne, metaka više, već. A što pičku materi? Lena G mi stavlja plejtove, ja.
Možda rebinduješ stvari, a?
Da, nisam ništa podešavao. Ovdje sam ga najebao. Ima kutija gore sa municijom, moram da se dočekam nje. Moram nazad. Ili možda doli ima, ali ne znam mapu, zaboravio sam davno sam ovu igru. Evo je kutija. Za municije. Jest. To mi reci, aj sad dođite mamu, vam jebem u pitu. Ne moram ni da vrate zoomiram sa red dotom, znaš? Daj bombu. Stan out. I tako. Izgleda dobro je World War Z. Ovo je Aftermath. U stvari World War Z. Call of Z. Bum.
Slušaj. World War Z ima 10-12 različitih mapa ili celina. Jel to znaš?
Ajde, ponovi opet.
World War Z ima 8...
Ne, ti, kažem Snake, jesi ti glup čovjek, bret.
Ponovi. Ajde, ponovi.
A šta onda pričaš?
Ponovi,
Čekaj da te smanjim onda. Dobro, ja pričam s njim, a ti, brate, brbljaš. Ajde sad kaži Snake.
World War Z ima 8 ili 10 onih chaptera, svaki chapter ima 3-4 mape. Tematski, slične, ali nisu iste. Znači imaš 8 do 10 unikatnih mapa.
Da, ono je baš unikatno. I to ogromno.
Samo to, tamo nemaš plate.
Da. A nemaš ni ovdje, to je su u prošlim kodu ima plate, tako? Što se tiče ovih zombija. Nego su sad stavili. Tako?
Šta?
A?
Zombi imaju plate-ove ovdje.
Ma ne, nego mi imamo plate-ove.
A, dobro, da.
Dobro, ne kažem za Modern Warfare 3 ok, nego ovo je kao klasičan onaj zombi mod.
Da.
Sad, trebalo bi da nemam plate-ove, tako? Nikad nije imalo plate-ove.
I nikada ih nećeš ni imati.
Dobro. Daj pušku, šta je ovo? Čekaj. O, kako beše da ga gledam? Tako, opa. Lepo izgleda. Oje. Koji sam ja ovo level 7, bret. Nisam ni osjetio. Šta je ovdje? Otvaraj ovo. Otvaraj! Pete. Aaaa! Šta je ovo? Killing Floor 2, ova... Kako se zove?
Nova mapa.
Aj, jebi ga, mrtve sam. Nisu dobre. Kako se zove ona mapa? Snake, pomozi mi reći. Zed Island, ono. Island, tako. Jeli?
Da.
Kad smo igrali, je. Simona. Gdje ćete zombi, bre? Evo sad, stan. Bam. Kako pukvo? Šta su ovi kurčevi ovi? Kako zove ovo? Parazit? Paraziti?
Parazitivo.
Parazitivo. Double points! Dosta. 7 quit. Save, ovo možda se savuje sad. Wow.
Može.
Nije to mogao tu sam staviti. Dobro. Ima da si igra ovo, nego nemam sad vremena. Inače bi igrao.
Zato ti dalo opcije snimiš.
Salvage. Daj da vidim sad XP. Jest. Baš me zanima Hunter.
A što te ne zanima?
Smeće od igre već. Bacuju Ghosta skinove. Sprda neko. Ovako može. Baseball palice ima. Failed upgrade. Samo ovo ima. Elementary mine. Hoću poslije sve da rešavam. Operatore, daj da ih vidimo. Carver. Samo ga. Viewer. Grey. Maja. Ili ga Woods jebate?
Woods je bio... Je li to Ash iz Pokemon?
Bukvalno isti kačket. Ash iz Pokemon.
Ash, gotta catch them all.
Pokemon 1.
Meni liči na Ash, možda nije.
Ash, jeste Ash. Pravi. Koliko se strisa se dove, da upalim jedan...
Češ da pališ, no?
Palim blunt. Da upalim multiplayer jedan, gunfight, može.
Ne, nego ti ideš 8 na posao.
Da. Treba da sredi magazin, pa... Verovatno rekao...
A da li imaš fiksno vreme koliko danas radiš ili ono...
Ne, do 12 možda i ranije.
Zavisi koliko budeš efikasan.
To posao zavisi koliko se uradi. Zato ću biti maksimalno efikasan. Ja to uvijek u životu i tako. Ja to u životu, nebitno plata meni je skroz, ja to uvijek radim sve maksimalno. A dobro, tebi je bitno, meni nije. Ja imam druge stvari u životu. Svakako imam para. Dobro, ti si.
Ti si princeza.
I hoćeš da radiš i da dobiješ platu 1.000.000 evra pa da kupiš...
Ne. Sjećaš se dokumentarca Dracula? Onaj dokumentarac što sam gledao pre neki dan o onim ljudima su živi u podzemlju ispod Las Vegasa.
Da?
I znaš šta je njima kao, nemam ličnu kartu, ne znam, ukrali su mi, izgubio sam je, ne mogu da nađem posao, moram da živim ovdje, samo da imam ličnu kartu, kao ID, oni to zovu ID. I kao neće niko da mi da posao, ne mogu čak ni da skupljam smeće i da prodajem kao otpad, znaš, ono, da recikliram. Kaže, i tamo mi kao traže ID. I ovaj novinar, za Andrew Callahan, taj plavušan, iz All Gas No Breaks. I on stvarno ode u, da šta mu to dođe, odeljenje ono motornih vozila, to ti ono kao u fazonu Automoto Savez. Tamo možda nabaviš ID tipa za nedelju dve ti stigne, bez ikakvih provera. I ode sa ovim beskućnikom i izvadi mu ID i ode da mu odnese. I lik mu se ispovedi da kao ono, znaš, nije mogo ovo ono i kaže opet se kao navuku na heroin. Ali kao očistit će se ovo ono. I ovaj novinar posle ode u prihvatilište, priča s ovim likom što je bio beskućnik tamo, tim vegaskim, tim tunelima. I on kaže, kaže, ljudi tamo što žive, kaže, oni zapravo ne žele, razumeš, da se maknu odatle i upali su začarani krug i kaže, niko njih, kaže, zapravo nema želju, kaže, da kao ono, ide dalje. Nego to im je kao izgovor, kao, nemam ličnu kartu, izgubio sam, samo da imam.
Stvari, samo da ono...
Tu se vraćam na Milana, kao, ja bi radio, ali posao nije dovoljno plaćen. Ne, nije istina, nije to istina.
Nego neće.
Neće da radi.
On samog sebe laže.
Da, reci neću da radim. Nemoj kažeš, ja bi radio, ali nije plaćen. Kažeš, neću da radim. I to je to. I odmah će te ljudi shvatati ozbiljnije. Neću da radim zbog, nego neću da radim. Neću da radim, nije dobro plat, laž. Neću da radiš sve.
Tačno. Zato što je lenj.
Pa da. Nije sramota kad kažeš ono, imaš malo karaktera, kažeš, neću da radim. A ne, ja bi radio, ne bi. Od 41 godinu života, kad imaš godinu dana radnog staža, znači...
To je kurac.
A dobro, nije ovo olimpijada, razumeš. Ono, svako radi koliko može. Svako radi koliko može.
Ali ne treba da se drugi sad ljudi, znaš, kao ovi su robozogi.
Ja se pišam po vama, vi robovi radite. Ok, šta god. Nemoj da očekuješ da ti ko dođe u goste tako. Round loss.
What's someone gonna do about it? Vuči se tamo, dere. U pozadini.
Dracula, playing gun, fighting gala. Samo ga te špioniram.
Ozbiljno piše na Discordu, a?
Ne piše na Discordu, možda piše, ali kad upalim Diablo, uradi mi onaj Activision launcher i tu mi piše tačno šta radiš. Da. Ako imaš upaljen Activision launcher, možda više recimo da sam ja, ne znam, na Tormentu 2, playing Barbarian.
Da. Znaš šta pojenta, zato što je ovo preko...
Znam.
Preko ovog... Blizzarda sam uz...
Znam, pa isto.
A isto je, ali...
Isto, uzeo bi ja preko Steama Diablo 4, ali ono, tek posle godine nešto danas oni napravili deal sa Steamom i onda kao, boli me kurac. Da se ja, onaj ludak, onaj Cage, Rumun, ludi, on bi uzeo igru i na Steamu i na Battle.net. Manijak. I jedina igra koju sam uzeo, čini mi se, World War Z.
Da.
I
preko Epica, dobro je.
I Satisfactory. Zato što je Satisfactory sam igrao i na jednom i na drugom launcheru. Mrzalo me, čekam godinu, dve, razumeš, dok se oni naguze da skinu tu ekskluzivu jebenu.
World War Z mi se igra što neće, mogli bi to da igramo. Da, evo!
World War Z ima mali problem to što sav content To izbaci, nije to problem, to je više onako, najbolje sačekati sale kad ti jeftini oni DLC-evi kao osnovna igra, znaš.
To, uzmeš to i cepaš. Kako je smiješno, trčiš unazad dolje, levo, desno.
Da, Payday 2, igre koje su Šveđani napravili, to ima već neko vreme.
Brate, bela kuća, brate. Pogledao, ideš.
Da, duše, malo je retardirano trčanje Rikpat, znaš.
Baš.
Mislim, to ja, ono, kao od zebanci, to ja mogu da uradim, IRL, nije problem. Ali fazon je što nije idealno ravno nikad, znaš. I kad tad ćeš zapet za neki kuret, znaš. I izlomit ćeš se kao konjem.
Bukvalno. Dosta igranja. Ja moram da se spremam. Yes. I'm going. Pa se čujemo posle podne.
Aj, ser. Vozi.
Čekaj, ne idem još.
Ma vozi, bre!
Ja radim mnogo, Milane, ja volim da radim. Pa dobro, ti ne voliš, ti si gospodin,
I generalno ne voliš da radiš.
Ja sam ti radnička klasa, crnčim roboz dok sam...
Gdje si robozoža?
Roboža, predraže roboža.
Robozoža.
Jo, ajde čujemo s poslije.
Ajde, pedalo.
I need more fury. I'm not ready yet. I need more fury.
Hickory. Welcome to my channel. Lurking bro.
Welcome man. Thanks for looking.
The last moments of Dr. Disrespect stream. The last moments of Dr. Disrespect on Twitch, as it soon came out that he was banned. Because that was his final stream, the immediate thought was to analyze every aspect of it to find the source of the ban. Could it be the conspiracy theories or something less obvious? Some attribute the doc's lengthy silence while watching the Roblox video to him reacting to a possible notification of the upcoming ban. But it is also likely that the doc was not in the mindset to stream at that moment, considering his mind was on David Icke. And if he can't recoup his energy and entertain, he will end his streams.
It's like, how do I wake up here? I need to wake up. Like, someone make me laugh. Someone get me like fired up. And sometimes it just doesn't happen. So you just kind of like hit this monotone of like energy, and it's just like, all right, I'm kind of getting close to wrapping this up, you guys.
Right.
Another item that supports the theory that the doc was not reacting to his ban was this interview by the Washington Post. Quote, being flatly denied any connection between that stream and his subsequent removal. He told the Post his comments centered on the current quote-unquote state of the world, including the coronavirus and the protests happening across the country. Unquote. It is also revealed that the doc found out he was banned while watching a friend's stream, noticing, quote, that some of the features normally available to him as a creator were not present. Unquote. This article doesn't just go into Twitch, it also goes into the effects of the ban, because as a result of this, he was also banned on Discord, and there was a belief this would affect his marketability as a whole. Quote, Beam also landed a TV development deal with Skybound Entertainment. Beam said in the interview that plans for the TV show have not been affected by recent events. Skybound Entertainment did not respond to the Post request for comment. Unquote. Unknown to the public, the reason for this ban is sourced all the way back to 2017 and prior. It is sourced not so much from his infidelity, but because of something known as the Twitch Whispers, a private messaging feature through Twitch. At least private to an extent. What Twitch found was that the doc was messaging a minor and the messages leaned inappropriate and likely illegal. Seeing that the doc was a ticking time bomb, he could no longer be the ostensible face of Twitch. Their contract with him had to be cut short, and for 4 years, this information was kept secret. For 4 long years, the public at large did not know why the doc was banned, and only theories could provide some satisfaction. Even so, Twitch is arguably the most marketable streaming platform. Relative to platforms like YouTube or Kick, it not only has a legacy as the streaming platform, it is known for adhering to strict guidelines. While these sometimes seem to have a bias to them, their Iron Fist helps them to keep a clean image. It helps them get better ads, which extend to their streamers. And so for Dr. Disrespect to be banned on the most marketable platform meant that his image existed outside of the space. And so just the ban was a drastic hit on his image. This was extremely important to the Doc's carefully crafted brand that at this point had a team behind it. One that was trying its damnedest to help him recover from this in the same way he recovered from his cheating scandal. But this would not be overcome. The conversation around the Doc continued to lean towards theories around his ban. Slasher, a person known for the leaking of information, the day the Doc was banned tweeted, quote, "Look, for several hours now, I have been told from credible sources the reason Dr. Disrespect has been banned. However, due to the importance and sensitivity around the subject, I have refrained from going on it. I don't feel comfortable with it currently." Unquote. This was a terrible move on Slasher's part. One that was likely meant to garner interest to be able to publish his findings through a credible publication to protect himself from a lawsuit. In reality, it just brought frustration from a heavily curious internet mob. And to that, he would greatly regret this tweet as it became memed to no end. Wherever he went, this tweet and or just the claim of knowing why the Doc was banned was sure to follow him. Also being discussed were theories around what the Doc's next move could be. The Doc, through this tweet, reaffirmed that he would be coming back.
You can never take away. I'm not ready yet.
In August, viewers found that the Doc had activated the membership option on his YouTube. It was only a few days later that the Doc was officially back streaming on YouTube. This stream opened to a whopping 320,000 live concurrent viewers, and played about 5 minutes of footage hyping up his return. By the time the stream had transitioned to him addressing his audience, another 100,000 people had joined in. His live concurrent viewer count climbed to around 500,000, and at some point, the Doc addresses the Twitch ban.
Why did you get banned?
I'm not ready yet.
I want you to look me in my fucking eyes when I say this. Okay?
I'm
You gotta
out
look
of
at me in my eyes.
fury.
Hold on, hold on. Okay. I really want you to look me in my eyes. Okay? I really want you to look me in my eyes when I say this.
I'm not ready yet.
We still have no idea. And I'm gonna tell you this right now. As far as I'm concerned, we didn't do anything to warrant a ban, let alone how they went about banning us. No communication before, no reaching out, nothing. Boom. There's big money involved. So let the legal professionals do what they need to do.
The first step to restoring his career would be to get back on Twitch. This would be their blessing and would place him back on the path he was on, because no matter how successful the Doc was, no matter what celebrity or athlete the Doc played with, this was always a barrier that had quite literally cut his revenue.
I make probably a quarter of what I was making on Twitch. A year later from being banned from the platform, well, you know, a lot of people think, hey, Doc, you did good. You're incredible. Listen, we've certainly tried to maximize the most of what we have to work with. So our ultimate bigger building out of the umbrella and the Doc universe and everything, whether it's obvious or not, the blacklisting, the shadow banning, it's happening. And as well as you think we're doing, and I think we're doing well enough. I'll tell you, man, it's been extremely disheartening. It's been a roller coaster of emotion, and it's absolutely fucking sucks. And to end off my little discussion here, but a lot of people ask me, do you know the reason? Yeah, I do know the reason why now. I've known for months now the reason why.
I'm not ready.
And I'll just say this right now,
Don't
champs.
have enough fury.
There's a reason why we're suing the fuck out of them.
The Doc in the past has talked about how much anxiety this ban has brought on. At that end, an understanding of how untouchable from a company's standpoint he's become. For that reason, this lawsuit against Twitch serves multiple purposes. Even if it won't allow him back on the platform, it could clear his name to some degree if he wins. If it is found that Twitch was negligent in their decision, he could appear more appetizing to the companies that have been ignoring him. To that, on March 10th, 2022, the doc tweeted out that the lawsuit had been settled with the cryptic line, quote, "No party admits to any wrongdoing," unquote. Additionally, the doc makes it clear that he will not be returning to Twitch. While it was later revealed that he was able to get his contract paid in full, the other purpose of the lawsuit was not realized. He was not able to clear his name entirely and was not able to get back on the path he was on. But he did work with what he had and delved into other projects.
I just feel like this will be the last sneak peek. You know what? One of the biggest draws for me with video games, you know, there's this level of intensity built within the narrative of the competition.
I must wait.
And I think that's just so important in video games. And I feel like there's not enough doing that.
This was a stream in August 2021, where the doc was expressing his ambitions, sharing sneak peeks of his upcoming projects by showing off concept art. By the text attached to the bottom of the art, one can come to the conclusion that this was an extraction-type game, like that of an Escape from Tarkov, but less grounded in reality. Though his ambition finally formed into something, no one truly knew how much of a role or even what role Doc was to play in creating this game. It was 4 months later that the Midnight Society website launched with the same concept art that Doc teased at. And at the bottom of the screen was Doc as the co-founder. This was updated the following days with the additional text, quote, 6'8" visionary, unquote. This confirms that he was not just on board in this project for the singular game or just an advisor or the like. He was integral to the studio. And with his persona, the Doc, instead of Guy Beam, tied to the studio would be its marketing force.
Listen, in regards to NFTs, you don't have to have NFTs to play the game. It doesn't change your experience of the game once it releases, and it'll continue to be free to play.
I'm not ready yet.
Right? You can't buy your way to win. However, for those of you who want to get more involved, there are ways to do so involving NFTs.
The chat's reaction was mixed when talking about non-fungible tokens mixed into the game, but the doc was seemingly sold on including them. Quote, imagine trying to extract with an item you discovered worth $100,000 on the chain. Think about entertainment value as a viewer, let alone player. A new PvP experience is upon us. Unquote. While the doc does have unique ideas, the view on NFTs, largely due to the environment of fraudsters they come with, mixed in with a strange culture, does not make for an overall appealing aspect of the game. But then again, another reason for its inclusion is to fund the game.
This is no quick cash grab. We're not interested in it. It's pretty obvious what the message is and our intention behind it. You think I'm interested in a cash grab of we are going to go out and raise 50 to 100 million.
This was his project, likely done in replacement of a would-be television show or other form of traditional media. But the doc, keeping his head down, mostly avoiding controversy, was working to some benefit. In particular, he had an appeal to more athletic gamers, or at least those interested in sports. That's why he continued to excel with sponsors related to sports, or actually just in them. Here he announced the 49ers Picks, a football team that the doc was allegedly a lifelong fan of, which works perfectly because the team and the doc share the same trademark red color. He even did a promotional video where he threw a football over 60 yards.
Hey Doc, I want to let you know, that 62-yard ball that got caught high, George Kittle caught that thing high from training camp, so let's say that at least goes another 3-4 yards, 66-yard huck. Dr. disrespected San Francisco 49er camp. Did you see that shit?
The doc continued to promote all things masculine, even being the face of a different, albeit smaller project.
How can one person win so much?
I'm a 6'8" powerhouse.
This bourbon reportedly sold out in 4 hours. He was still holding this balance well between carrying this persona but also being in on the joke. Although virtually every entertainer plays a character that is some variation of their natural self, it is hard to find anyone that does it more intensely than the doc. And for that reason, any information about Guy Beam greatly affects how the character is viewed. And Guy's imperfection was more than a flaw. It was a potential crime that the elements of which were going to come out. Just not from Slasher, who teased heavily of it in the past.
For several months now, I have been told from credible sources the reason that Dr. Disrespect has been banned. However, due to the importance and sensitivity around the subject, I have refrained from responding or telling anyone.
You are gonna get so much hate. Like, like, do you jerk off to this? Like, what do you mean, dude? People are gonna be so mad at you.
The combination of Slasher withholding this important information while simultaneously coming on live streams when the only value he held was through this information was infuriating to many, and that did take its toll.
I ruined my reputation and essentially my career because of this tweet, and that put me into extreme depression and was one of the most significant reasons I left the internet for basically 2.5 years and I did not tweet.
That clip was Slasher reflecting on the backlash he received after the information about the doc and his messaging a minor had come out.
My memory is really bad because this was like 2 years ago and I was in Outpost buying a minicopter and I remember someone saying Dr. Disrespect got banned from Twitch because he was messaging underage girls on Twitch.
Why he said that?
Wait, what?
That's not it.
We're about to learn all about the DMCA process now.
That's what I'm saying. What I heard in Rust.
Why did he say that? Why did he say
that? Am I not allowed to say what I heard in Rust?
While this does get the allegation correct, it was posed in the form of a rumor, and while it did get some traction, it did not compare to this tweet. Not from Slasher, but from Cody Connors, an ex-employee at Twitch, or rather former head of partnerships of Twitch, that on June 21st, 2024 stated, quote, he got banned because got caught sexting a minor in the then existing Twitch Whispers product. He was trying to meet up with her at TwitchCon. The powers that be could read in plain text. Case closed, gang, unquote. This tweet finally activated the second, potentially final stage of the poison Guy consumed in around 2017. Only now was he bound to lose everything. There was some delay as viewers burned with Slasher's withholding of information knew the attention could be usurped by exposing the reason why, whether true or not. This uncertainty was sourced from Cody's tweet the year prior stating that he would release the reason why if all 3 of his band's shows sold out. This happened not once, but twice, the second time mentioning Slasher by name. But then there was the corroboration. While there were ethical concerns like wanting to keep the victim anonymous and a fear of any leaks potentially leading back to the victim, the major reason no one wanted to come forward with the information was a fear of a lawsuit. But with Cody taking the brunt of the responsibility, several other people began backing Cody, including Slasher, though he did it rather cryptically. Bloomberg a few days later reported, quote, the reason for his banishment from Twitch were never given, but 3 people with knowledge of the matter said Beam was removed because he exchanged sexually explicit messages with a minor through the service's direct chat feature. He also asked a minor about her plans at the TwitchCon convention. According to 2 of the people who asked not to be identified discussing such a sensitive matter, a complaint was later filed with Twitch through its reporting system, the 2 said, unquote. Though there was no comment from the doc through publications like these, he did comment on Jake Lucky's quote tweet of Cody Connor stating, quote, Jake, seriously, I get it. It's a hot topic, but this has been settled. No wrongdoing was acknowledged and they paid out the whole contract, unquote. This was a grand misplay. Though the doc was trying to use legalese to promote that a court didn't find these happenings as egregious, the standard reader doesn't care. The only appeasement would be a flat-out denial, and this was not that. Then, on June 22nd, the doc stated, quote, listen, I'm obviously tied to legal obligations from the settlement with Twitch, but I just need to say what I can say since this is the fucking internet. I didn't do anything wrong. All this has been probed and settled. Nothing illegal. No wrongdoing was found, and I was paid. Elden Ring Monday, unquote. The doc was back streaming, playing the recently released Elden Ring DLC.
For those that are looking for me to expand,
I must wait.
On this weekend, not gonna. I already said what I needed to say.
I need more time.
I don't give a fuck about this guy.
Woo!
Easy!
I need more time.
What, third try? Third try, champ? What about quest lines? I know, but you know how we... You know how we run things here.
I'm not ready yet.
The dog sits in silence for nearly a minute, only breathing heavily within that time. He then starts calling out donations as a streamer would.
Thank you for the 5. How we feeling, Doc? Says Roy.
I'm not ready yet.
I'll be honest, I'm feeling a little fatigued. Feeling a little fatigued. We came in here, champs.
I need
we
time
came in
to
here.
do that.
High energy. High energy.
Hello.
But I'm telling you, man, I'm just
I'm ready
feeling
yet.
fatigued. When shit like this happens over the weekend, it just kind of...
I must wait.
It's like, how many times can I... I don't...
I must wait.
Like, I'm actually tired of being on social media. And I've expressed that over the years, champ. This has just gotten... I don't know, like the...
I must wait.
It's been drained out of me. It's being drained out of me. It's being drained out of my family and I. I did have a sort of a planned vacation coming up. And I think I might just extend that starting today, starting now. It's time to drive into the sunset, says Swervin. Ooh, man, I like your style. It might be time to drive in the sunset, champs.
It was this that possibly changed the Doc's demeanor on stream. As the day of, Midnight Society tweeted, quote, "On Friday evening, we became aware of an allegation against one of our co-founders, Guy Beam, aka Dr. Disrespect. We assumed his innocence and began speaking with parties involved. And in order to maintain our principles and standards as a studio and individuals, we need to act. For this reason, we are terminating our relationship with Guy Beam immediately," unquote. The Doc's own studio separating themselves from a founder and their, in essence, marketing campaign was a massive deal. The Doc was undoubtedly a core component of not just the studio, but also aspects within the game that teased gameplay that was certainly in his style. From these snapshots, the Doc's influence is clear. The towering buildings as seen in the background of his streams, the keynotes of Red. This is to say that his removal was expensive in the sense of potential in lost promotion, and also expensive in what they may have to rework. If they are willing to burn money to detach themselves from him, then the lesser involved sponsors would follow suit. Quote, "Digiday has since reached out to Beam's other sponsors, Aces, Gillette, Mountain Dew, and San Francisco 49ers for their response and intentions regarding the situation. An internal representative of Mountain Dew confirmed to Digiday that the brand no longer works with Beam and hasn't in some time. Meanwhile, a 49ers spokesperson said, "We take these developments seriously and will not be working with him going forward." A Gillette representative told Digiday that the brand has not had a relationship with Beam for several years. Chances are the creator's other sponsors will follow suit, unquote. And indeed they did. The Doc, on June 25th, a day after detaching from Midnight Society, came back with a statement. Quote, "Let's cut the fucking bullshit. As you know, there's no filter with me. I've always been upfront and real with you guys on anything that I can be upfront about. And I'm always willing to accept responsibility, which is why I'm here now. First and foremost, I do want to apologize to everyone in my community as well as those close to me, my team, and everyone at Midnight Society Game Studio. Were there Twitch Whisper messages with an individual minor back in 2017? The answer is yes. Were there real intention behind these messages? The answer is absolutely not. These were casual, mutual conversations that sometimes leaned too much in the direction of being inappropriate, but nothing more. Nothing illegal happened. No pictures were shared, no crimes were committed. I never even met the individual. I went through a lengthy arbitration regarding a civil dispute with Twitch, and that case was resolved by settlement. Let me be clear, it was not a criminal case against me, and no criminal charges have ever been brought against me," unquote. The Doc goes on to say he is taking responsibility for his actions, and then states, quote, "I'm no fucking predator or pedophile. Are you kidding me? Anyone that truly knows me fucking knows where I stand on those things with those types of people. Fuck that." Finally, if you're uncomfortable with this entire statement and think I'm a piece of shit, that's fine. But I'm not fucking going anywhere. I'm not the same guy that made this mistake all those years ago. I'm taking an extended vacation with my family as mentioned on stream, and I'm coming back with a heavy weight off my shoulders, unquote. This reads as a more genuine, less public relations infected statement, and an honest one, which was a problem. Whether through anxiety, anger, or something similar, the doc fully admitted to talking inappropriately to a minor. Even without the messages or no criminal charges being brought forward, this acknowledgement is disturbing enough. This was the proverbial nail in the coffin. This tweet was later revised to remove the word minor, but then revised once more to re-include it as people took note. Then the statement was later deleted altogether. But the doc also stated he did plan on coming back, and if he was not done, then neither was the chaos. The falling of these dominoes were getting larger and hitting harder. In late June, Deanna Love tweeted, quote, "During that time in 2017 when he was cheating on his wife with not only me, a trans sex worker, but also another woman, and texting a minor, he was also exploiting me by making me give him cam shows with the promise of partnership. After the cam shows, he went ahead and blocked me." Unquote. Leanna's evidence is through a video attached to this post showing messages with the doc through Twitter and later Snapchat. Some read, quote, "Nice. I feel like releasing one now. Yummy. Should I let it go or hold on? I mean, I'm gripping now. Boom." Unquote. The doc had become so untouchable that now even his streamer friends had come out against him.
Seeing everything on Twitter, and I read through Doc's tweet, and in that very tweet, he basically confirms that, you know, he was texting an underage girl, and it went weird sometimes, you know, and look, just to be blunt and straightforward, man, that's inexcusable, it's unacceptable, right? Can't support it, I can't defend it, and look, the boys and I are torn up over it too, man, because we played a lot of games with the guy, and
I must wait.
It feels a little weird, but what can you do, you know? So I just wanted to update you guys on my thoughts and how I'm feeling.
If he knew that was a minor, and those were the messages
I'm not ready yet.
I cannot support that.
Typically, when a creator alienates an audience with a partisan belief, they reinforce their standing with a different audience. But talking inappropriately to a minor is a bipartisan issue. Even so, the doc did try to get his feet wet. He tried to reframe the character with a tweet that broke his month-long silence. One that shows he is playing chess and that his opposition is playing checkers. The reframing comes from his replies found below. Responding to a user that asked if he was playing with a minor in the photo, the doc responded, quote, "Good one, she, her. The internet will never fix your real threat, depression." Unquote. The doc makes it a point to bring up the pronouns in their bio and associates it with depression. A core piece of the doc was to trash talk, but to not get personal. Being that this and other replies ratio his own tweets show that this experimentation to appeal to partisan beliefs shows many things. It shows that this experimentation was a failure. It shows how disliked he has become, and why the character does not work when there is such a grievous flaw. On August 14th, he tweeted that he enjoys this vacation too much right now, but will be back soon. Soon in this context was a little over 3 weeks, as on September 6, 2024, the doc was back with a stream titled The Truth. After over 20 minutes of wait that included his lengthy intro and a game of Wordle, he was finally addressing his audience.
I guess since you all missed the point with my personal statement, maybe it's time to tell my side of the story.
The doc opens by talking about reapplying for his monetization on YouTube, and then delves into the previous lawsuit with Twitch and how Cody Connors avoided the confidentiality that came with the settlement.
Cody, why do this? What was the point? This was settled professionally. And you, knowing how black and white the internet is, you decided, you fucking rat, to leak the reported reason Twitch banned me.
The doc harps on about Cody Connors and the semantics around what was said instead of adding any clarifications.
Do you even know what the legal definition of sexting is? I do.
I'm not ready yet.
And yeah, I used Twitch's whispers, but trust me, I wasn't sexting anyone. You also said the word minor, Cody. I even made sure that word was emphasized in my statement, edited, etc., just to make sure these so-called journalists would pick up on it. And boy, oh boy, did they ever, champs. When you and all these so-called journalists, Cody, fired off your tweets, did any of you consider that the Twitch user may have been over the legal age of consent at the time of the messages?
This was a phenomenally poor start to the doc's defense, primarily because he had over a month to formulate this response with his team, and this is the best they can represent this situation. not just by not clarifying his side of the messages as the confidentiality agreement was broken, but also deflecting to Cody Connors and how he went above and beyond to report the Twitch whispers. Additionally, the doc fails to name these journalists directly, but is likely referencing the Bloomberg article because they use the word explicit.
Twitch's trust and safety team, the same employees that decided to ban me, internally admitted that the whisper messages were not sexting. And 2, Twitch's trust and safety team, the same employees that decided to ban me, internally acknowledged that the whispers did not constitute child sexual abuse material CSAM. I'll say it again. Neither I nor the Twitch user exchanged any sexual graphic messages or images. I even used the word inappropriate, purposely. And look at how it's defined by everyone, champs. Huh? Including these defaming articles. I'm sorry, but mutual bantering with inappropriate jokes taken out of context should have never led to me getting banned from Twitch in the first place.
Through the very little the doc is saying, it can be extrapolated that the messages were not graphic, but he does not deny that they were not of a sexual nature. But that nature is, quote-unquote, mutual bantering with inappropriate jokes. This is why the messages are where the mystery has moved on to.
But that partner manager, oh boy, did he had it out. He had it out for the 2-time. He finds out that no further action will be taken, so what does he do? He personally escalates the report to a friend on the Twitch's LER team. The LER team, remember, that's the Twitch's law enforcement response team. The LER analyst cherry picks and sends a few targeted excerpts out of context from the whisper messages to this director. Now, if you do this, you can make anyone's messages look inappropriate, even when they aren't. Within less than 1 hour, this LER analyst and his director have made the decision to suspend me from Twitch. Twitch submits a report to NCMEC. You guys all read those little articles, huh?
The doc points out how the director was on vacation and did not have access to the work computer and had to rely on what the analyst sent. The doc also explains the NCMEC, or the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, was notified.
Guess what? As far as I know, and over 4 years have passed, they didn't do anything with the report.
I must wait.
As far as I know, they didn't escalate Twitch's report to law enforcement. Twitch makes this decision to terminate my contract and ban me, while admitted they did not perform any legal analysis of whether the messages exchanged were illegal in any way. Twitch makes this decision to terminate my contract and ban me while admitting that they never investigated the age of consent in the jurisdiction where the user's messages were sent and received. Twitch makes this decision to terminate my contract and ban me without ever interviewing me, the user, or any other third party, including the partner manager. It's fucking unbelievable!
The doc states that Twitch did not look into the jurisdiction of where the individual lived, which implies the state that they lived in has age of consent laws capped under 18, perhaps 17 or even 16. But failing to clarify the age makes the latter two ages more likely. In failing to verify such information, Twitch's escalation to the SCMEC could have been pointless because the individual could have been of legal age. The legality is perhaps what the doc is relying on. One retelling of events can be that the doc messaged a human of legal age. Another retelling could be that the doc, a man now in his 40s who has a wife and a child, sometime in the past 5 years, sent messages of a sexual, non-explicit nature to someone who could have been a minimum of 16 years old. One sounds much better than the other, but the doc only provides enough information to justify the former explanation, and to that, he admits that Twitch whispers look bad.
And I'm not denying the exchange of whispers, champs. I'm not denying that to all of you out there, it looks bad. I have no way of knowing if the Twitch user thought our exchange of whispers was inappropriate. If it was, I apologize.
In the response, the doc both failed to state the person's age and provide the messages, though viewers did try to get it out of him.
People want...
Show the message! Release the messages! Show the messages!
I must wait.
What are we, in 2nd grade?
Though some did buy the doc's framing of events, many weren't happy with his defense.
And I understand that he feels the need to defend himself. I know a lot of people are coming at him. And I know his premise and what he's dying on is that what he did was not illegal. And look, I get that. But at the end of the day, you messaged a minor
and it was inappropriate. For me, this is not about legality.
Things will not be absolved for the Doc until there is clarity. Clarity in how old the person actually was. His dancing around facts did manage to convince some of his audience, but even so, his reputation is now tattered. The events sourced from around 2017 have slowly but progressively and painstakingly destroyed Guy's dreams. Every step of the way, he has tried to fight his sour reputation and tempered his ambitions. From his high popularity in terms of acceptance, he was the quote-unquote face of Twitch. He was inches away from developing a TV series around the Doc, but that quickly died. He settled on making a game, and that too, after years of commitment and work, was ripped away from his claws. He has been stripped and destroyed. It is unknown what his future entails, but it is certain that his previous goals, that were so close, so tangible, will now only remain in a haunting memory. Because the character Dr. Disrespect, along with his ambitions, have died.
I need time to do that.
$728,789. This is the number of words contained in the entire Stockholm series. A work that's contents are so severe, so indescribably concentrated in gratifying certain illegal activities, that its distribution alone can result in punishment if the perpetrator lives in Canada. And Canadian content creator Lillian Orchard, an attached author of this work, has been archived distributing it. Even this pales in comparison to the allegations that are now coming out against Lily. From her sister Courtney, that graphically details what she claims Lily did, to Patchwork detailing the extreme art that they made for Lily. There exists a seemingly endless stream of transgressions in the already highly contentious children's television reviewer space that Lily exists in. Even Lily has shown to greatly dislike herself.
Ugh, I'm so goddamn sick and tired of being me.
Adding to the confusion is the mystery of her alleged infamous alias, Tara Callie, her history as Ballspawn, and an obsession with the Pokemon God of War. This, without exaggeration, only scratches the surface. Even with Lily constantly scrubbing her history, there exist enough archives to capture this otherwise unbelievable story that will be assembled in this video.
I must wait.
Quote, Ballspawn was born on May 30th, 1992. Having a rough childhood due to bullying and torment at school, he had a mental breakdown at the age of 14 and was sent to the Ray Allen Center on November 28, 2006 for a month. Unquote. There are several things of note from this quote. First is this is one of the earliest standing archived entries involving Lily. Second is the name Ballspawn. This was her online moniker, likely derived from the race of Ball from Dungeons & Dragons, a race more so known for aligning with evil. But this influence was more than likely through Baldur's Gate, which Lily has been known to play, as it also licenses the Dungeons & Dragons IP. Third is this was Lily pre-transition, when her name was Jerry Pete, and as such going forward all quotes or references towards Lily will be read to reflect her currently. The fourth and final point is the specificity of this fanfiction wiki. Despite Lily being relatively unknown at the time, this page goes into extreme detail, but it does so without any sources in the general biography section. Yet many of these assertions have been proven to be true. This means that this was either written by someone who knew Lily well, or this page was written by Lily herself. The page includes insight on Lily, who was 14 at this point, stating that she was sent to 2 different care centers because of severe depression and what comes with it. Things hardly improve from here. Quote, entering the ACT program, Ballspawn became known for her hit series Animal Magnetism. Publishing the first chapter on September 24, 2007, it became a hit due to its originality and questionable content. Using the story, Ballspawn coined the term, quote-unquote, Pokephilia, meaning a human who falls in love with a Pokemon, unquote. Animal Magnetism, an alleged 4-part series, centers around a particular love interest, a Gardevoir, a Pokemon with distinct humanistic traits.
So honestly, it was just the fact that it looks like a girl and she found porn of it.
And that was Courtney Pete, Lily's sister in the stream, providing context to Lily's interest. In Courtney's now-removed Tumblr, she shared a story of the time a 12-year-old Lily downloaded several illicit images of that Gardevoir from a library. Quote, she used to bring it home and hide it under the shed outside. I found it all at once. All of it was Gardevoir's spread eagle. I showed our parents because Lily had lied about why she was banned from the library. Unquote. This obsession with Gardevoir is very real. Never shaken, always present. What's more, Lily allegedly followed it up with a second series about a half Gardevoir, half human, then shifted her writing to a Family Guy fanfic known as Whispering Illusion, and then followed it up with Tale of the Valkyrie. The story has not been archived or is difficult to find, but there are reviews that break down key points of interest like this one that mention the possibly self-insert character Matthew Ryder, who falls in love and procreates with the character Meg Griffin. Their child, Jaina, then is described as entering into a relationship with Stewie Griffin, who is a family member. This type of relationship would often be found in Lily's writings. Additionally, the review makes the observation, quote, we believe that the author took this name from the Valkyr, a dark angel creature that appears in World of Warcraft. The fact that the story swaps between Valkyrie and Valkyr on an almost regular basis is further proof of this. Unquote. The distinct Valkyr from World of Warcraft would also play a larger role in tying Lily to her lesser-known aliases. Lily continued to write fanfictions of her favorite media, being Pokemon, Warcraft, Family Guy, and Star Wars. But not all of Lily's interests in media were mainstream, as she was also a notable fan of The Escapist, a sort of web magazine that covered video game and hosted Zero Punctuation, a web series that was one of, if not the largest draw of the website. These videos had a recognizable yellow background with simplistic art and fast-paced narration that also delivered a string of quips that were tied to the equally fast-paced visual gags.
And I hate when I look back on my time with the Momorpagoo and realize that I've just flushed away months of my life that I could have spent writing a best-selling book or raising a child or pounding nails into my face.
Lily's looser ties from the website come from the banned Ballspawn account that at one point stated, quote, I have taken a life in self-defense, unquote. The stronger ties are mentions of the website in understanding its coverage.
This morning I received an email from someone who had gotten into a bit of a video game debate with someone on The Escapist, which already doesn't sound like it's going into pleasant territory because someone had a debate on the internet about video games.
This video originated from the Ballspawn YouTube account created on May 5th, 2009. Though it originated from here, it can no longer be found on Lily's channel current day. But it can be found on Dailymotion that serves to archive some Lily's original videos as Ballspawn. There are 15 videos in this collection ranging widely in presentation, topic, and the possible date uploaded ranging from circa 2009 all the way to 2014. Even so, this collection, alongside Lily's favorite videos, provide much insight to Lily's choices of content and what possibly influenced it, like enjoying the nostalgia critic as seen in her favorite videos, or Josh Scorcher, also known as the Fiery Joker, who is often mentioned in her videos.
It's like the Fiery Joker episode.
The clearest influence is Zero Punctuation, as Lily has made videos blatantly in that style.
You should never trust rap stars, Catholics, men with a windowless van, women who shit on classic literature, and your own parents. I think as we grow up, we slowly learn that our parents have no idea what they're doing, and that they're just winging it their whole lives. It's very humbling.
The majority of Lily's interests, as far as content creators go, are in creators that upload satirical critical pieces on media, whether it be movies or video games. Though Lily applies their presentation style, the topics she chooses to cover tend to be highly controversial. Like this video about gun control that includes footage recreated in Gary's mod of a certain school tragedy in the 90s that involved a very specific gun, and for that reason cannot be shown. There's also this video that someone denounces religion, deducing that differences in opinion lead to conflict. Videos like these, on serious subjects, even when not approached aggressively, will provoke viewers with largely varying opinions. It is safe to say that Lily was receiving a fair amount of comments disagreeing with her. Even with much softer subjects, such as a video on the platform's Steam was primed with deterrences for pushback that likely received the opposite effect.
Latch onto Valve as much as you want, but do not jump into the comment section to start barking your retorts about why I should use Steam or all the positives or whatever else you're going to say, and make sure Valve never needs to pay for marketing, because I don't fucking care. Your comments will not be approved, and they will not even be read. You are wasting your time.
There are also the advice videos. None stand out more than this one.
And I have strong reason to believe this video will divide people, piss people off, and very well lose me more than a few fans. And for good reason. So, Let's talk about incestuous relationship.
A catalyst for this conversation, as Lily claims, came from a parent seeking advice.
Today we're focusing on one particular example, a father who came to me for help regarding his teenage son and daughter, so I will be speaking as if directly to him for the most part, much like my mailbag videos.
What Lily claims is that the father's kids in question are 14 and 15 or 1 year apart. Coincidentally, Lily and her lesser-known sister Courtney are also 1 year apart. As for the video, Lily disregards judging it based off morality because Lily disregards the general concept of morality.
There's no such thing as objective and absolute morality. Even murder, the one thing we all agree is a horrible thing, is considered to be alright to do in the most extreme of cases, so I've never bought the idea that anything can be morally right or wrong.
This goes on for an additional minute, where nothing is effectively added to the argument.
As for my help, you're obviously asking whether you should approve or disapprove. I hate to tell you this, sir, but it's not your place to do either. What you have to do is decide whether or not you could accept this about them.
As a whole, Lily's videos are angry, distracted, and uninsightful. But there is another element. This video in particular is being brought forward through the guise of a question proposed by an unidentified parent. The likelihood of a parent approaching a teenage YouTuber for advice for this very unique, highly sensitive problem is not very high. Lily has also written stories gratifying these sort of relationships, such as in Tale of the Valkyrie with Stewie Griffin and his nephew. Whether this anonymous parent exists or not, Lily wants to talk about incest in some capacity. Another yet significantly more direct example of this is her video on mental illness.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Paul Spawn, and welcome to RBI Live. This one on mental illnesses.
This is not so much a video about mental illness, or even just Lily's opinions on mental illness, as she stated in the video. It is more than that.
Let's start by saying that psychiatry is a field I have no respect for. I have no respect for the field of psychiatry. Psychology, yes. Psychiatry, no. There's a hospital. There's a mental health hospital near where I live. It's in Halifax. It's called the IWK Health Center. It's a children's hospital that also handles teenage cases. In January, I went into cardiac arrest after accidentally overdosing on risperidone, which is a medication I take for pervasive developmental disorder.
While Lily denounces psychiatry and tries to drive the video in a more general discussion about the effects of narrowing the treatment of a patient through the diagnosis to then directionless rambling, she goes back to talking about herself. And it becomes apparent that this is a video about her grievances.
I find it's funny how child psychologists can spend years in school learning how to deal with children, but they've never met a child in their life, probably.
I must wait.
Probably. Except for when they were children, they've probably never talked to a child in their life. Child psychology is another field I have no respect for, and there's another problem with psychiatry and child psychology. It's all very children specific, and you can never paint two children with the same brush. No, they're like snowflakes. No two children are the same.
Lily, being diagnosed with autism, feels both misunderstood and neglected.
The biggest problem is that it's only for children. All these diagnoses and the symptoms go towards children. So if someone is born in a time where these diagnoses aren't common, if they weren't born in the last 5 or 6 years, they're lost because they're teenagers now and they have no help. That was the problem, is that when I was diagnosed with PDD when I was 16. And there was nothing for me because I was a teenager. Everything was for small children and early childhood development. And there was no help for teenagers with mild autism. When I was in the IWK, I had 5 psychiatrists handling my case. I never spoke to a single one of them. At all. Not a single one of them ever came to speak to me. And the whole time I was thinking, these people are the ones handling my case, and they won't even come down and talk to me?
A motive for centering a video about a general topic to then be an explorative piece on her personal experiences could be to get public opinion on herself without explicitly tying it to herself. Typically, analysis of these motives would be unfounded, if not for Tara Callie, a person that has not been proven to exist, yet has eerily similar interests to Lily. As for Lily's ties to Tara, they can be seen at the intro and end credits of her videos. Tara is credited as the director. Other credits include Vomitron, the channel where the music is sourced from. Lily receives credits several different times, sometimes through alter egos. Similarly, the Psychosocialist receives credit through their YouTube handle as an actor and real name as the editor. So even though Tara is the alleged director of the projects, she is never shown. Another important bit about the intro is that it states it is presented by Valkyrie Studios. A quick search shows that Lily was likely not using this name in an official capacity, but she did treat it as more than just a garnish. One of them is this blog that is still standing. The most recent post, dated December 25th, 2011, Lily both signs a post as Valkyr Studios and refers to it as a company with Lily as the sole employee. But that was in 2011. In 2013, much changed. On Derby Boru, a sort of image board dedicated to the increasingly popular series My Little Pony, which is a series Lily had become a fan of. What appears to be happening in this discussion is someone posted an image of Lily's Tumblr. Within this image is Lily responding to the claim that feminists are largely not involved in the Brony community by posting the image of its creator, who is a feminist. The second posted comment is Tara Callie responding to the first comment, asking if the creator is really a feminist. But then the third comment recognizes that this post originated from Lily and states derisively, quote, "Getting burned by Ballspawn is like losing a beauty contest to Steve Buscemi," unquote. This immediately sparked an argument where in the next page, Tara defends Lily, stating she prefers, quote, "rational and non-emotional thinking over everything else," unquote. But there is still disagreement, as a forum member contends Lily's content is full of contradictory nonsense. It gets to the point where Lily as Ballspawn comes in and scolds both Tara and the person she was arguing with, stating, quote, "This is not the place to discuss moral philosophy," unquote. With the cat out of the bag, Lily as Ballspawn goes on a comment spree. This goes on for several pages until an administrator of the website steps in, linking to 9 different commenters, 7 of which are anonymous posters. The other 2 are Ballspawn and Tara. And one additional anon was also linked, as it was responsible for posting the initial image kicking off this thread. There are commonalities in all these accounts, as pointed out by the administrator. Quote, Tara Callie, Ballspawn, and the BP post supporting Ballspawn are all the same person. And they're getting a nice ban, not for participating in one-man circle jerk, but for removing tags that a moderator instructed not to remove twice. Below is my reaction to the remarkable stupidity you've been displaying here, unquote. In an attempt to keep their charade going, one anonymous account states, quote, "There are 8 people in
Wow.
Studios, and they all use a
Oh,
VPN
suck
for
my
resource
fucking
exchange.
cock.
So of course they're going to show up as the same IP, unquote." After the
They
administrator
can't.
shames Ballspawn once more, they go on to say, quote, "Surprise, we don't just see IPs," unquote, implying that they can see all the posts also came from the same device type. This is yet another reason why Tara Callie is believed to not exist. Lily, in a future Tumblr post, stated in response to the accusations of inventing a person, quote, "Someone used my laptop to shitpost on the internet, and I've been getting blamed for it ever since," unquote. As time progressed, Lily's excuses would become even less believable, and the project she worked on would become ever more disturbed. In 2012, Lily was not only writing a fanfiction, she was creating a game with the same name through RPG Maker, written and published chapter by chapter. It took the majority of 2012 for the written work to be complete. The story was not notably graphic or perturbing, but it did retain Lily's key influences as the story begins and is centered around the characters of My Little Pony, only to be crossed by
Mršu
Valkyr.
pičku
The gist of this
materinu.
is that this Valkyr is a destroyer of perceived dying worlds, even if it's done through genocide. And as such, it kills many ponies before being confronted by one to parley. The Valkyr's name is revealed to be Essentia, a tall female figure with distinct, quote, "dark red hair," unquote. Essentia talking to the pony gives her hope, and as such, it reverses its destruction before then going back to its people. Many things happen. The Valkyr is reprimanded for not doing its job, and as such it sides with the ponies, and in the end is redeemed. The important bit, relevant to Lily Orchard, is a character guilty of genocide is redeemed, as will be pertinent in the future. There's also fan art of this work, created by Nintendo Gal 55. But Nintendo Gal 55 is not just a fan of Lily's work, she is a collaborator. The ties through her and Lily are quite direct. On Lily's Tumblr as Ballspawn, on the right-hand side, Nintendo Gal 55 is being undeniably promoted as, quote, "part of the team," unquote, alongside Tara Callie. And the Ask Ballspawn Tumblr is also certainly Lily's, as the Tumblr is promoted in archives of Lily's channel, alongside 2 wikis, a DeviantArt, Lily's blog, a TV Tropes page, a merch page, and a Facebook account. In other archives of Lily's channel, Nintendo Gal 55 is again being promoted by Lily. Here, Lily is also promoting 2 of her own additional channels. one that is dedicated to ponies, and the other that is dedicated to gaming. While their catalog of uploads have been wiped, the gaming channel has a singular playlist with a single video of Nintendo Gal 55 playing Doomsday Ascending. She likely got this either directly from Lily or downloaded the demo Lily posted.
Wow, this game has a warning against not safe for work content. That means it's good!
I must wait.
At least in the minds of children, anyway.
The game itself, being a demo, is mostly true to Lily's Doomsday Ascending story. It is also confusing to navigate to the point that Nintendo Gal 55, a vocal supporter of Lily, takes issue with it.
Okay, I have to admit, this took me over an hour to get right. I had so many complications, it wasn't even funny. So this is now my, I think my 4th time playing it today. That's right, 4th time. It took me over an hour to do, but, you know, completely worth it.
Reviewers not so attached to Lily were not as generous with their criticisms of the game. On EquestriaGaming.net, there exists a review calling the game uninspired and dull, full of inaccessible buildings with open doors, unclear quests, human clothes in pony shops, etc. Quote, "This game was bad enough already, but adding pony porn was the last straw." Unquote. For these reasons, the game got a hound grade of 2 out of 10 as seen at the bottom of the review. The reviewer does not speak in exaggeration about the pony porn. This is very much part of the game.
And okay, for this, I decided to see what would happen when I break her. And,
I'm not ready yet.
I had to cut it because I wanted this to be as safe for work as possible.
It is important to note that Lily, at this point in time, was at least 20 years old, and all current and future works were written through the mind of an adult. As for Doomsday Ascending, if select ponies are approached, the player is given the option to embody or break a pony's spirit. The break option can lead to the death of the NPC, but will also guarantee an option to view a not safe for work image of the pony.
I must wait.
While not available in Nintendo Gal's 55's playthrough of Doomsday Ascending, she did upload a separate video that includes all the graphic imagery completely uncensored and therefore cannot be shown in this video. 2 of the images are exceptionally grievous as they contain a smaller, likely younger pony being preyed upon by a larger and potentially older pony. One scene is of ponies in the shower, and the other one is clearly a sexual act that won't be further described. The most unspeakable commonality between these 2 images is that they are exactly what happens in the fan fiction A Mother's Love, A Daughter's Passion. A piece so offensive, the work aside from select quotes will have to be censored. This is again a story written in the universe of My Little Pony, with character Twilight Sparkle, who is also the main focus of Doomsday Ascending, playing the mother of the filly, Nyx. A filly is a young female horse, and Nyx is a fan creation by fan writer Pen Stroke, who has explicitly requested to not use her character in a sexual setting. In a story, A Mother's Love, A Daughter's Passion, this request is ignored and is written to gratify crimes of a sexual nature relating to differences in age and the offenders being family. In the story, a character is described thinking, quote, "It was wrong, it was also sweet," unquote. As gruesome as this work is, how does it relate to Lily beyond involving her key interests? These ties are not as direct. The author for this work goes by the alias Alcordiv. This still does not tie it to Lily, but it does tie it to Terra. Recalling how Lily linked her team on her Tumblr being Nintendo Gal 55 and Terra Cali, we can also use this to verify Terra Cali's Tumblr. There is only one issue. When going to the Terra Cali Tumblr URL, the account seemingly no longer exists, and the Terra Cali Tumblr is not archived except for a single screenshot on Archive Today. Though the archive page itself is largely useless, it is the top of the Archive Today website that is of utmost importance. It shows that the screenshot was from someone trying to archive the Terra Cali Tumblr. But Tumblr itself, when this page was archived in 2015, redirected it to the renamed page, which now sits in its current state as Valorous Vixen. What this all means is that Lily promoted the Terra Cali account on her Tumblr as a team member. This is a direct link, but around 2014, Terra changed her Tumblr name to Valorous Vixen. Both old comments and old redirects prove that these are the same accounts, and why this is important is because Terra took credit for the work. This happened because someone riffed on the story, and the Terra Cali Tumblr account linked the riff and stated, quote, "Putting aside the gratitude of finally having someone point out all the spelling and grammar mistakes I made, this is just hysterical," unquote. This admittance means that Terra Cali is also the user Alcordiv. the alias used to post the original work. Tara's Tumblr reveals much more than just this connection. It also directly links the Tara Dirty Borio account. In a separate post, she admits to using Lily's computer. Yet in all these posts, there is not a single image of her. At most, she describes herself as having, quote, deep red, unquote, as a natural hair color. And though at this point in around 2013, where Lily has known Tara for about 5 years, no one else has seen her except for Lily. This is all while she claims to have had sexual relations with Lily, all while Lily lived at her parents' trailer. Surely Lily's parents must have seen her if she's interacted with Lily for that long, but she has an excuse for that too. Quote, I spoke to her brother on Facebook, but I kept away from her parents. I honestly did not want to meet them. They're not nice people. Unquote. Even Lily's father, according to Tara, doesn't believe she exists. Quote, I even heard Lily's own father accuse me of not being real. Unquote. This was not very convincing. Considering that Tara is credited as the director of Lily's old videos, she should have been present within Lily's household. But then Tara states she has been screen present. So surely Lily must have an archive of her being on camera in old videos, yet not a single frame of her has been found. What's more, while Tara claims she is the director of these works, she describes the job of an editor. Quote, so yeah, I'm behind the scenes, I'm the director. I make sure everything is good to go before it's published. Unquote. It is safe to say the majority of Tara's posts are about Lily, often complimenting Lily by saying things like, quote, you're the best person to do it. You're actually intelligent and know how to argue someone's points and not turn it into a mudslinging match. This would be the best thing for everyone. Unquote. Tara also makes the connection, quote, am I like a female Lily, or is Lily like a androgynous me? Unquote.
And I wouldn't be making these accusations of this egregious nature if I wasn't for sure.
You see, if there's one thing that anyone who has followed Jerry knows the most about him throughout his entire internet career, it is that he has a deep-seated desire for control.
She does not see people as people. She sees them as things for her to use.
Britt was a viewer turned friend of Lily's.
I met her in 2010. I ended up subscribing to her, watched her for a little bit, ended up sending her a message on YouTube's old personal message system. We started talking back and forth, and eventually moved to Skype, and that's pretty much how we became friends and started talking regularly.
The significance of this is that Britt has screenshotted and later uploaded many of these chats, and not exactly just with Lily.
Lily had referenced Tara Callie in a lot of her videos, like she was credited as being a director. Lily had talked about her before. Tara was allegedly a friend of hers that lived in her neighborhood.
I'm not ready yet.
Yeah, one day Tara Callie popped up on Facebook and started messaging me.
Britt also uploaded some of the conversations with Tara amounting to 132 screenshots with Tara alone. All in all, these are of a sexual nature, either referencing Tara's experience with Lily or flirting with Britt. The ones of a sexual nature not related to the former category are extremely grotesque and as such cannot be described in detail. These two screenshots are of Tara admitting to doing things with a dog. This one is Tara admitting to being into Volcon or the interest in young ponies, which also makes it all the more likely that she did write A Mother's Love, A Daughter's Passion. There are also a fair amount of screenshots where Tara is trying to convince Britt to get sexual with Lily. This was a problem for a litany of issues.
When me and Lily knew each other, she was fully identifying as a cisgender man, and I'm a lesbian.
Not ready yet.
Lily was quite aware of this.
Yeah, that was like the main point of contention between us, is she kept trying to use any means possible to try and convince me to be sexual with her, despite the fact that I'm gay.
Tara at the time was bisexual and shared her experiences with Lily, but then admitted those were lies. Regardless, Tara identifying as a woman was more forward in her approach to Britt than Lily was. She even sent her pictures, but these pictures were not of Tara, and were traced back to a model. It is also important to mention that apparently this was Tara Callie's profile picture, but that was soon likely changed as the image was also traced back to an easily found image on Google. The facts are that no one beyond Lily has seen Tara. Tara is a liar, a predator, a criminal, and her story gets ever more unbelievable, especially the one of her origin.
Yeah, the story was she ran away from California because she got kicked out of her parents' home because her parents caught her essentially her younger 15-year-old sister. And at some point, the 15-year-old sister also tried to run away from California to Canada and froze to death.
Even though Tara is an unfathomably disturbed individual, she somehow secured a job working for the government. On her Tumblr, she describes this job as just printing out papers and being a lackey pertaining to securing passports. She also told Britt that she makes $130,000 a year from this job. Everything about Tara made Britt suspicious.
Like, I kept trying to get any sort of concrete evidence that Tara was a real person, but she would refuse to send voice notes, she'd refuse to get on voice calls, she'd refuse to get on cam, and it was always, oh, my vocal cords are damaged, oh, I'm afraid that creepy people will record me, oh, I'm afraid that if I get on camera, I'm gonna get sexually harassed. It was always some kind of excuse, or just a flat-out no.
The ruse was up. Virtually anyone who interacted with Tara did not believe they were a real person. And so, in late 2014, Tara was pronounced dead because she got into a car accident. But not really, because she came back to state, quote, "Idiot doctor pronounced me dead at the scene and started sending out notifications to my emergency contacts," unquote. Naturally, Lily was her emergency contact. What then happened is that Tara got arrested. And not just that, Lily confirms that Tara does have red hair, but is also a 6'3" woman. This is a very distinct height that makes her taller than more than 99% of American women. And this was after CP was allegedly found on her computer. Additionally, the police contacted Lily because she was an emergency contact on Tara's phone, and as such, they asked Lily for a key to Tara's apartment. So instead of enlisting a locksmith, they would have a possible accomplice access the location first. Perhaps now Tara can be contacted and visited, something that in this screenshot Britt wanted to do, only for Lily to fire back and state that Tara has a strict contact list, implying that she likely cannot be found. Lily also states here that she cut all ties with her. And during a trip to the police department to visit Tara, Lily states, quote, "There was one pretty funny moment. I was sitting there in the police department and one little girl, around 8 or 9, came out and sat down next to me. She'd just been questioned about Tara. She asked me, 'Do you know that mean lady in jail?' I said, 'I dated the mean lady.' She laid a hand on my shoulder and said, 'You poor thing, it was like something out of a sitcom,' unquote." Lily also states that Tara wanted Lily to visit her in prison, where Lily claims she did and, quote, "proceeded to beat the ever-loving shit out of her. She spat out blood and that's all I care about at that point," unquote. Lily later states that the guards allowed this to happen to quell Britt's suspicions. Lily also claims that in the past, Tara beat her up with a studded belt. She also tells Britt that Tara sent her compromising images of Britt a few days before she got arrested for some reason. It also appears that Valkyrie Studios had lost its director. In the 2015 updated and archived fan Wikia page, there is still more about Valkyrie Studios. Quote, "Ball owns a small media company she created under her own name called Valkyrie Studios," unquote.
No, that was a full-blown lie. I can tell you exactly what Valkyrie Studios actually was and where it started. I was the first quote-unquote member. There was me, her sock puppet Tara Callie, Blake Diamond, and then later Nintendo Gal, but we didn't really do anything together. Like, we were just a group of people that she would talk to and keep separate from each other, and she called us a studio.
Even on the Daily Motion archive, Blake Diamond is seen on a live stream with Lily, even presenting the live stream as the Valkyrie Studio live stream.
I need to ask you to stop doing the implying set to the structure. That comes from 4chan. We do not discuss 4chan in the Valkyrie Studios live stream.
As it so happens, Blake also interacted with Tara Callie, and when Blake decided to stand up to Tara and Lily, they berated Blake, calling him a butt monkey or the butt of the joke. Lily on her own Tumblr states both that Blake is easy to manipulate and verifies that she is a manipulative person. Quote, "Because Blake looks for yes men, and I am most assuredly not it, If you're the kind of person who is easily manipulated, easily driven into hysterics, and embodies the very worst of this website and is complacent in your failings, I am the worst person to befriend, and Blake is very much that. Unquote. Blake's wife responded to Lily's attacks by stating, quote, perhaps Blake doesn't like you because you're a manipulative egomaniac and most people don't like manipulative egomaniacs, unquote. Lily discredits Blake by stating Blake declares feminists to be terrorists, something Blake's wife also responded to by disagreeing with Lily. And this was not the last post that Blake's wife responded to. At this point, Lily, towards Blake's wife, states this, quote, that's the kind of conversation where if we'd had been standing in the same room, I would have belted her, unquote. At the start of 2014, Lily's inner circle through her faux studio included Britt, Nintendo Gal 55, Blake Diamond, and Tara Callie. The latter two are no longer within this circle. While Britt continued her friendship with Lily, Nintendo Gal 55 in a similar position was also a business partner of sorts, one that would co-author Lily's most infamous work, a series that's combined word count is 728,789. That means, from start to finish, if listening to the words at 150 words per minute, it would take 80 hours and 55 minutes just to get through. Considering its contents, this is one of the least shocking facts. This is none other than the Stockholm series. As of right now, there are 9 archived works. There are also several works that Lily abandoned, meaning that there were more than this. As for the 9 recovered, the longest entry is 239,000 words. The shortest is just shy of 8,000, and appears to be an incomplete rewrite of an entry of the same name. Other works in the series are largely tagged as incomplete, cancelled, or on hiatus. As for the stories themselves, they are undoubtedly set in the My Little Pony universe, and like Lily's previous stories, her own characters, such as Essentia, make a return, again being described as having red hair and being so tall it scares people. This is the exact same description of the Essentia character written in Doomsday Ascending. These very distinct descriptions are also the only way Tara Callie has ever been described.
Essentia was one of her self-inserts. Yeah, like, she'll deny that, but based on how she's used Essentia over the years, how she talks about her, the fact that she was actually her main World of Warcraft character for a while, the fact that if you were to take how she compares Tara Callie and Essentia side by side, they're basically the same person.
Side note, Lily also uploaded her save game of Skyrim to Nexus Mods, where she played through the entire game as Essentia. These screenshots of her character are again fitting her canon description. But not all of Lily's characters are derived entirely from fiction. In the first entry of Stockholm, named Stockholm, there is a character named Firebrand. This character, while inherently fictional, is the creation and representation of Josh Scorcher, a creator that Lily looked up to at this point. As for Stockholm, the first entry of the series revolves around the character Rainbow Dash, modified to fit Lily's perversions. The character, though canonically female, now has a penis, is described as intersex, and has an uncontrollable lust for minors. In the story, she approaches Dr. Firebrand about her fantasies. Firebrand then makes the connection that her pedophilia is because she is intersex. The doctor also states, quote, I would recommend that you relax and enjoy your fantasies, Firebrand said with a smile. You'll find that once you do, you'll be feeling less guilty about yourself, and less likely to think you'll do something you'll regret. Think about how you'd feel if one of those girls were over and were making you excited, but you had the security of knowing you can go upstairs and take care of yourself once they've left? You'll feel more relaxed, wouldn't you? Unquote. It is important to note that this scene happens after Rainbow Dash stole the panties of one of her victims, who is a minor, and then proceeded to pleasure herself to them. Though these characters are taken from the My Little Pony universe, they are described as human. On top of this, there are endless, highly descriptive sex scenes written to gratify these things. Things like pedophilia and incest. This is not just in Stockholm Actual. It affects every following piece of the Stockholm series. The incest is typically between sisters or a daughter and a mother. There is also an obsession with the age of 14 and 15. Many characters are described as that age or have important events that took place in their life when they were that age. This, like many other themes in Stockholm, is not a coincidence.
Lily has a fixation on the age of 14. because you got the whole Rainbow Dash and Scootaloo situation in Stockholm, where Scootaloo was 14. You have the Mod Pie and Pinkie Pie stuff. There was the Rarity and Sweetie Belle in Stockholm.
Virtually all characters within every entry are deeply disturbed individuals. Even the minors are having these thoughts. One of them in the Dash family entry states, quote, "When she's changing or taking a shower or trying to be alone, even when I started crushing on you, I was still spying on my sister. And sometimes I steal her underwear." Unquote. The minor that is saying this had her panties stolen by Rainbow Dash in the first entry of Stockholm, but was allowed to see her while she was institutionalized. In this entry, there's also a different pony YouTuber that Lily looks up to, being Dr. Wolf, who prescribes Rainbow Dash, specifically risperidone, which is an antipsychotic, something Lily likely became familiar with when she was institutionalized as a teen. Also in this story, Rainbow Dash imagines a younger form of herself who she initially named Pervy, but then later renamed CL. Initially an imaginary fetish piece, CL manages to slowly and inexplicably turn corporeal. The issue with her turning into a real person is that she would be taken away from Rainbow Dash. Quote, okay, as much as I want to be real, I certainly don't want to be thrown out and kept away from Dash, but still, unquote. This is what Stockholm is. Bizarre, grotesque, and a crime in Canada. First and foremost, a child in this connotation is described as anyone under the age of 18, and as Lily clearly defines them with humanistic traits, they are, quote, visual works of the imagination, unquote. And even imaginary, this kind of writing is not exactly illegal. It becomes illegal when distributed, and by her own words, through her distributing it contains, quote, scenes of violence, sexual content, depictions of domestic abuse, depictions of mental illness, depictions of ephebophilia, mentions of redacted, an incorrect depiction of an intersex person, negative depictions of the field of psychiatry, depictions of toxic relationships, and other such objectionable content, unquote. Here, Lily is again admitting to writing the work, apologizing for how she framed intersex individuals. But as her work was discovered and criticized, she sought to distance herself from it.
Her narrative for that has changed quite a bit. Like, she went from, like, at first she was proud she wrote it, she would post about it on her Tumblr, she would talk to me about it in DMs. She set up a whole separate Tumblr specifically for it. And then she went from, oh, I did write it, but other people edited in the graphic scenes involving underage characters, and the blame for that would shift from, oh, it was 4chan, oh, it was Josh Scorcher, oh, it was Bronies being mad at me, oh, it was Nintendo Gal. It was like she didn't write it, she didn't write the sex scenes, other people did, and whoever did would change based on whoever she was trying to throw under the bus at the time.
Though Lily did write Stockholm, it is also true that she wasn't its only author. Nintendo Gal 55 co-wrote the works. The Stockholm series seems to have ranged from 2014 to 2015. Throughout this time period, Nintendo Gal 55 was quite expressive in how the writing was affecting her. In just late 2013, she, responding to a question asking if she liked Volcon, stated, quote, "That's a personal no-no for me. If other people like it, that's fine. It's not exactly illegal as redacted, but it's not for me. That's all it is." Unquote. But in the coming months, she had a change of heart because she took part in writing Stockholm. As revealed, it was through the convincement of Lily. Quote, "You're talking to the gal who managed to convince her that writing Twilight as a redacted and Rainbow Dash as a redacted would have been a good idea. I think I can manage this." Unquote. Nintendo Gal 55 in a different post expresses the turmoil of writing the story. Quote, "It involves the CMC, and it was so awful. I would read all of my original fanfics from 10 years ago, then ever write or read that again. I didn't just hate how the scene became. I felt physically uncomfortable reading it and writing it. It wasn't just uncomfortable, it was painful. All throughout Stockholm, the worst I ever felt was sad. Now sad, I can handle that perfectly fine. Even the descriptions of the domestic abuse, while unnerving, weren't graphically written and didn't affect me that badly. Yes, Essentia terrified me in the story, but I can also handle fear. But physical discomfort from writing/reading something so terribly uncomfortable and painful? No way. I was honestly on the verge of tears. Thankfully, Ballspawn understood and offered that we make it less like that. It turned out so much better after that.
Must wait.
I am forever thankful for her compassion and letting us redo that scene. Heart, unquote. Nintendo Gal 55 can now hardly be found, and that appears to be intentional.
I tried to reach out to her
not
once,
ready yet.
and I don't think she wants anything to do with any of this anymore. Like, I know she was incredibly
not ready yet.
uncomfortable to the point of having emotional breakdowns when she was dealing with Lily's shit. Like, Lily manipulated and coerced her into helping her with it.
Still, in 2015, Lily would stop writing Stockholm entries due to the immense amount of criticism she was getting. Quote, no, the fun of this whole series is gone. This isn't one person. I've had to deal with these paranoid, delusional little liars for almost 2 years, and despite my best efforts to purge them from my view, it still gets through. Unquote. She was also, as per this ask, accused of being a pedo. Not for Stockholm, though that was likely happening, but because of Fire Rose. Shipping is essentially creating the portmanteau of a desired couple's name, and as such, the unwilling participants are encouraged to be in a relationship as done by the action. And so, in this case, a 23-year-old Josh Scorcher, represented through his character Firebrand, was being shipped with a 17-year-old content creator Ink Rose, hence Fire Rose. In her post, Lily was making the argument that Ink Rose was over the age of consent in 3/4 of America, and allegedly they did go on a date.
I think Josh and Ink ended up, going out to get food or something one time, and immediately realized how weird it was and never did it again.
A reason Lily was shipping these two was because they were both politically right-leaning, and at some point she began editing videos for Josh Scorcher, someone who she's been watching for several years now, and someone who she had a crush on. As per Brit's correspondence with Lily, quote, Brit, because of your raging crush on Anakin and your possible little crush on Josh, unquote. Lily responds, quote, in the case of Anakin, that was just me fanboying. In the case of Josh, yeah, you're right, unquote. As established, Lily was quite promiscuous. But how severe was it?
Based on the TV Tropes character page she made of my character that she would insert into her rather vocalized Illusion comics back in the day, she was fully aware of it.
Quote, belligerent sexual tension. One-sided in Paul's case, unquote.
But then suddenly she was friends with 2 lesbians who she wanted to get with.
Wait, who's the second lesbian?
Nintendo Gal.
Lily was also pursuing Nintendo Gal 55, even though she's lesbian, and Lily was still publicly identifying as a cis-straight male. Even Blake was getting this treatment. This is his testimony found on 8chan, also in 2015. Quote, be me, young and stupid RVI fan eager to be noticed, chatting with quote-unquote Tara one night. Quote-unquote, she convinces me through repeated refusal to drop the subject that I have a crush on Lily. Never mind the fact that back then I was gay for any male that wasn't explicitly hetero, except for Paris Hilton, because that redacted can burn in hell. Proceeds to keep me up with unwanted roleplay of fucking Lily. Cut to October 2013. Be me just answered a confession on the RVI fan blog. Lily bitches and moans about money troubles. I suggest cam whoring to her fans. She asked if I want to be a test for that. I awkwardly try to dodge, saying yes or no. She pursues and eventually breaks me down. I awkwardly wait for her to take her shirt off, or whatever. Get saved by Ethan and his family. 1 week later, be me. Just got home from work. Watch the rest of Lily and Ethan's Q&A stream. Get into video call with Lily to talk about said Q&A. Somehow she gets it in her head that I want her to strip. She proceeds to take her shirt off and refuses to let me turn on my camera to show my disgust. Sit in awkward confusion before she attempts to take her pants off too. Get saved by mom coming in. Thank the Emperor. Call ends. Proceed to cry myself asleep with an awkward boner.
I like it.
This was posted on 8chan just a day after Lily announced she was discontinuing Stockholm and that she was getting flack from shipping Fire Rose. And though 8chan posts tend to not be the most reliable, Blake would later give his testimony in video form. Lily at this point was either sexually pursuing, sexually interested in, or right out online dating virtually everyone she was in contact with. From the manipulation through Tara Callie, the shipping of Fire Rose, and her unwelcome promiscuity, the internet was turning on Lily like never before. As such, paranoia made its way in, and she began a pattern of removing and re-adding her friends, likely as an attempt to test their loyalty.
She'd she'd delete me on everything, and then she'd add me back, and then she'd delete me, and she'd add me back. And that happened a few times, and I couldn't figure out what was going on with her. I started getting really tired of it.
I'm not ready yet.
Because I felt like she was treating me like I was disposable, pretty much.
During this time, Lily was talking about getting rid of 8 bags of garbage, allegedly influenced by a nervous breakdown. But Britt had grown tired of it all. They would often fight on Skype until Britt pulled the plug. On top of this, Lily was starting to publicly transition into Lily, which brought on even more turmoil. The silver lining is that most of the conflict was kept private, or at least not so public. Like the Skype messages with Brittany, the 8chan post with Blake, even Stockholm wasn't well known, and neither was Tara Cali or what she represented. But that was 2015. In 2016, save for the Skype and Facebook messages with Brittany, this silver lining was stripped and Lily had come apart at the seams, reformed now into Patch after conflicted Patch, some disregarding her as a hate monger, others cloaked in her anger and vitriol and convinced in her passion alone. This was brought on by her falling out with Josh Scorcher. It is difficult to state how much Josh really meant to Lily. He is a content creator that she admired so much that not only did she write him into Stockholm as the counselor that encouraged foul acts, she also admitted to having a crush on him. Lily was dedicated so much to him that she wormed her way into becoming an editor of his. This came to a head on June 4, 2016, when Josh Scorcher on his Tumblr stated, quote, "That feeling when you finally realize you're in an emotionally abusive relationship. That feeling when you realize you can't break it off because of business reasons and you just have to suck it up." Unquote. In a second post responding to the worry of his audience, Josh Scorcher stated, quote, "It's nothing life-threateningly serious. Sorry if I scared you. Just realized a friend hasn't really treated me like a friend should."
I'm not ready
Unquote.
yet.
On a third post, Josh clarifies that he cut ties with this person and they are not going to be affecting future projects. And in a fourth and final post, still on the same day, Josh clarifies that he won't be revealing who this person was, likely to avoid conflict. That's when Lily replies to this, quote, "It was me. I have been increasingly passive-aggressive towards Josh, dismissing his opinions and being increasingly short-tempered with him as time has gone on, treating discussions with him that have any degree of seriousness with the same disregard and callousness as I would a random YouTube comment. And Josh was far more patient with me than I had ever been with him. I have been a very poor friend to Josh over the last few years, and Josh deserved far better than this. I am truly sorry." Unquote. This is a well-mannered response where Lily admits to her wrongdoings and apologizes without any direct pressure applied. But even the good nature of it could not fix her friendship with Josh. And to this, not only did she begin hating Josh, she also began to despise his identity. While Lily always had a disdain for the political right, it was mostly aimed at Donald Trump, as it was an election year. But then after her falling out with Josh Scorcher, and after the Orlando shooting in June 2016, Lily made innumerable posts mostly supporting gun control, but also some targeted towards Christians. It is no secret that Josh Scorcher is also a right-leaning Christian. Lily knew how excessive her postings had become, and stated, quote, "I'm probably going to be raging about the delusional twats of the Republican Party for a while. So if you find that exhausting, add the tag, quote, fuck conservatives, unquote, to the blacklist of whatever extension you're using. I will do my best to make sure each post is tagged," unquote. Lily then responded to the claims of her being part of the radical left as, quote, "Those claims come from people who are planning to vote Republican. So if they think I'm radical, good. Fuck those deplorable assholes," unquote. Finally, on June 19th, Lily tied this back to Josh Scorcher when asked, quote, "Josh just put up a post saying why the US doesn't need gun control. What an absolute tool," unquote. Lily responded, quote, "You think that if you can so easily predict how people are going to react to the bullshit that comes out of your mouth, that might cause you to step back and re-examine your outlook on the world. But stroking a massive persecution complex works great too, I guess. I had Josh on my Skype contacts for 2 years. This doesn't surprise me as much as you might think it does," unquote. Lily then amended the question by stating that Josh Scorcher never said the US doesn't need gun control.
About it. Like, she will rage about it for days on end. If it's a specific person, she will rage about them for years on end. So I think her sudden raging hatred for Republicans and Josh in general was way more personal, because she had a crush on him and he fired her.
Quote, if you aren't
I'm
wealthy,
not ready
white,
yet.
straight, and a man, and you must be all four of those, then the Republicans are trying to kill you. Kill them first. Unquote. This was a section of Lily responding to why
must
she
wait.
suddenly loathes the right so much. She claims it was the Orlando shooting, but Lily was also equally ranting about Josh Scorcher with a passion, even framing her firing by Josh Scorcher as her decision to leave. Quote, Josh wanted to say something in a video that was widely racist, and I wouldn't let him because, quote-unquote, editing was literally my job, unquote. This was a post in early July, and posts like these continued well into the month, this time at Inkros, the right-leaning creator she shipped Josh with. Quote, she's just another far-right conservative with a persecution complex, stamping her foot at the fact that the world is changing around her. Shoulder check her out of the way and she'll keep moving. She'll either grow up of her own volition, or reality will force her to grow up, unquote. Lily, still in July, states she is unsure what the catalyst was for her falling out with Josh Scorcher, but does say, quote, I often get called petty, vindictive, or even abusive by people who don't know what abusive means, because I'm less than 100% polite and capitulating, because I don't tell someone their beliefs are 100% grounded in reality when they clearly aren't. But the kind of behavior I mentioned above is something I find particularly scummy. I can't read subtle, nonverbal communication, especially not over the internet. Unquote. September marked the third month of her aggression towards Josh and his friends, now stating that Inkros was homophobic. So now Lily was requesting her audience harass her by, quote, beat a troll by trolling harder, commission or draw artwork of her and KP, or any other woman for that matter, in very romantic situations. Put it on DeviantArt and make sure her icon is in the description so she gets notified every time. And when she tells you to stop, just keep going. Quote, how about I do anyway, unquote. Eventually she'll explode and take off the very thin veil that isn't fooling anybody. Or she'll stop mouthing off about shipping like such a baby, unquote. Side note, on the same day, she answered a question about the moral implications of incest and states that in fiction, the negatives of it can be mitigated like the deformities in offspring because, quote, when you're in the position of God, there isn't a single issue you can't RNG your way out of, unquote. Still in September, Lily claimed Josh, quote, liked to spew a near-reactionary manifesto to me in private chats, unquote. A few days later, she was now starting to believe that Inkros is so homophobic that she is actually gay herself. Lily was not doing well, as she was claiming that in this post her caffeine addiction had gotten so bad, she apparently only had 2 years to live. Then, Lily in October continued her tirades on Josh Scorcher, escalating this one-sided campaign to the point where she made a video.
Newbie Dash is an episode I've been trying to talk about in detail for a very long time, but it's an episode that is fundamentally difficult to discuss in a public venue. Because the Wonderbolts draw a lot of parallels to the military, a lot of military bronies hold the episode in high regard because of its supposed accuracy. The most vocal of these people being Joshua Burner, the founder of FOB Equestria and known for serving 5 years in the Marine Corps. Then I remembered something important. Mr. Burner wasn't actually in the military, he was in the Marine Corps' band, the ceremonial I'm helping of most military branches.
Lily, as she had done in the past, masked the intent of the video. While initially presented as a breakdown of a My Little Pony episode, this video is largely an attack on Josh Scorcher.
Josh himself used to rant to my face about how college students need to have their opinions challenged. However, when his ignorant worldview was challenged, repeatedly, he decried it as emotional abuse. He once complained about the fact that I wouldn't let him compare Spike living with Twilight to self-hating black slaves in the South, despite the fact that this was literally my job that he was paying me to do.
This video then gets into the subjects of bullying and to its most infamous line.
Attitude can fuck off and die in a ditch along with the malignant human cancer that defend it. If you're a child watching this right now and you're being bullied in school, here's what you do. You demand that your bully cease their behavior, and if they refuse, grab the heaviest object you can reliably swing and beat their fucking teeth in.
Besides implying that Josh Scorcher is a malignant cancer, her encouragement of violence was not entirely well received. 8chan were, right after Lily's video on Josh Scorcher released, concerned for his well-being, where Josh Scorcher replied, quote, I see that some of you here are legitimately concerned for my well-being, as well as Inkros'. I thank you for your concern. While I can't and won't speak for Inkros, I want to say that I'm okay. I can fight my own battles, and I've survived a lot of physical, mental, and emotional heartache in my life, unquote. Josh also stated that he intends to continue turning the other cheek, but this was likely posted before Josh Scorcher saw the video, because on his Tumblr on October 11th, he announced he would no longer be silent. 12 days later, on October 23rd, Josh uploaded his response to Lily. Here, Josh Scorcher breaks down the falling out he had with her.
I went over to Lily's Tumblr a week later to scope things out, and sure enough, I saw Lily calling for the deaths of all Republicans. Lily Pete has said at present that I never called out any alleged abusive behavior and never presented the chance to improve. That's a lie. I have called out her behavior several times. Lily just made excuses every time and shifted the goalposts to make it look like I was the bad guy for even trying to call out this behavior.
Josh Scorcher is expressing a common experience with Lily in that there is initial hope to fix her destructive behavior, yet is typically met with dismissal. And with this video, he did more than just clear his name. He expressed his experience with Lily. This had a unifying aspect in that it allowed other victims of Lily to realize how abusive Lily had been to them.
Because at the time, I thought I was the only person that she had treated that kind of way. And I saw Josh Scorcher's video talking about his experiences with her. I realized that not only was I not the only one she had treated that way, but she was using her platform to lure in people to do that too.
Josh Scorcher is expressing a similar sentiment in the discovery that he was not the only one treated this way.
And I'm not the only one. Other people have called out Lily's behavior before, and each response from Lily was that of indifference or claiming that they are strawmanning her.
The rest of the video breaks down 8chan's concern of him, Lily overstepping her boundaries as an editor, his political differences with Lily, him defending his role in the Marines, and both Lily's claim that Ingross was a lesbian alongside her harassment campaign of pushing her viewers to create unwelcome lewd art of her. Overall, Josh Scorcher's video was well received, and Lily did have a small decrease in subscribers due to it. On her Tumblr, she turned down the heat, stating now she doesn't want all Republicans to die, just 2, and for the rest to grow up. But then she was now stating she never called for the death of Republicans, and to that extent Josh Scorcher with him being Republican, and that her attitude was always just fuck them, going as far to say, quote, it's a complete and total lie. The only way it's possible to take my exact wording on a certain post as, quote unquote, kill all Republicans is you literally cannot read. He is lying to look like more sympathetic to an audience that he knows will not bother to look for any more information on the subject. Unquote. In fairness to Lily, she did not state in exact wording, kill all Republicans. She instead did state, quote, Republicans are trying to kill you, kill them first. Unquote. With public perception of Lily being mostly negative, more videos were coming out against her, like Blake describing how his blog gushing over Lily impressed her.
This blog impressed Jerry enough to consider adding me to his team called Valkyr Studios. However, it wasn't until his director and girlfriend, Tara Jennifer Cayley, who I would later find out was one of Jerry's many sock puppets, cornered me in private chats and forced me to admit that I was sexually attracted to Jerry, that I was allowed into the group. Granted, that would only last for a few months, but when you find out why I only lasted a few months, you will understand why.
Blake goes over his time in Valkyr Studios, experience with Lily lambasting the members publicly, and specific to him, being the studio whipping boy.
Now, it would be one thing if Pete was just verbally and emotionally abusive, but unfortunately he had to take the next fucking step and be sexually abusive. You see, sometime in October of 2013, Pete approached me on Skype, talking about money troubles and conveniently mentioning how Tara was cam whoring to make ends meet. When I suggested that he do the same, because in my defense I mentioned that there are so many of his fans who are attracted to him, he, just like before, turned it around on me and made it all about how I wanted to see that and refused to take no for an answer, continuing to bother me until I finally caved. This means that he coerced me, which is not consent, by the way, I don't care where you are, coercion is never consent, into watching him strip on camera.
Blake goes on to say Lily was interrupted by family and didn't get past taking off her shirt. Blake also claims Lily flirted with a minor, but it's a bit more complex than that. It also brings up Stockholm.
Sad ustava ili se javljaš iz Novog Sada ili kako? Čini mi se da te čujem preko telefona, nisam siguran.
Od kuće se javljam. A, dobro čujem.
Telefona mi se čini, ali nisam siguran. A najviše volim...
Šta radiš ti?
Ja gledam nešto na YouTube-u. Milan vjerojatno priča sam sa sobom.
A nije to pravi, ne igrati on u to vreme s ružom.
Oho.
A gdje možeš da vidiš koliko kilova ima? Gdje to vidiš?
Opet je rak tu bio. Ne. Ništa od toga, bojim se. Shit, desni, jedan. I.
On ti se ne potpisuje tako, rekao sam ti kako se potpisuje, on ištraba slova. A, b, z,
Yes, I have wares. Fair travels.
A to je sad pitanje. Da ti otišao na Open Steam profil pa bi video tamo. Da li njegov Steam profil ili ne. Ma, to manje više nije bitno.
That came apart nicely.
A ono, baš da.
A tako.
Spavaju ljudi još, ja mislim, nema šta.
Kako nam kaže, aj zovi Makić.
I can't do that here.
Spavaju ljudi, garant, šta će ne radi. Pa ne znam.
What ancestor? My neighbors. I beg them. I must wait. I'm low on fury. I'm not ready yet.
This work was so disgusting.
The boxes are not unidentifiable characters. Those are like, imagine Chinese characters. The font that this game uses doesn't have like Chinese characters built into it or other like special characters like that. So that's why it shows up as a box. Because it's basically an error. Kind of like an error. But the thing that they patched, that was a thing, so your name was like a blank space that you couldn't click on. That's what they fixed.
Ghostface se skin zove, završio.
Da, kao onaj iz filma Vrisak.
This guy.
I don't have enough fury.
Snake, what's up? Just install, I mean, you would think. I don't know what's stopping them from doing that. They did change the font, too, of the game. So I don't know what purpose that serves. Look at, they made the spread of the crown smaller, I swear.
I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready yet.
Why not just
Huge igra neki meč, spektajte neke Kineze. A, krv ti jebem. Pa nemam pojma da li igra na Aziji. Ne znam da li on igra na Aziji ili su Kinezi ih invadovali, to ne mogu da provalim.
I must wait.
Tell people to stop complaining about easy ending cheat. It's in the top games, started naming games that are known for cheaters.
I'm not ready yet.
145 trades now.
Till our roads cross again. I need time to do that.
I'm gonna go put some food in the oven. Should I do it now or when we get in the game? I'll just wait till we get in the game.
It is done.
Feast, lamb, feast. Seth here, 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 Seth, 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 Seth here, Seth here, Seth here, Seth, Seth here, Seth, Seth here, Seth here, Seth, Seth, Seth here.
How's the Resident Evil games going? They're good, dude. I'm excited to go back to them and play them more. But for as long as drops are happening, I will be playing Hunt. But they're fun.
Kod njih se to ne kaže Rampage. No, drugačije se perkuje.
I played the Silent Hill 2 remake. It was great. It was great. Cheeseburger. Well, you were here when I had
Na ruski drugačije pišu perkovi, ne pišu na engleski, brate, da ti ja objasnim.
A ti odeš u opciji, promeniš na ruski jezik i onda učiš ruski. A?
4 hours? Yes. Yes. Okay, we're gonna watch this game. I'm gonna go put some spooky nuggets in the oven. And
Sleepless Hollow, right click.
Tell me if you see anything weird, okay? I will be right back. We're doing a giveaway right now. If you want to enter, type exclamation giveaway in chat, or check out the pinned message at the top of chat and go to that link, and that's where you can enter. The winner is going to get whatever Hunt Showdown DLC you want. Even if it's the Ghostface DLC, I'll give it to you reluctantly. So go to that link, enter the giveaway. It is PC only. Sorry, console dudes, and you gotta stay lurking. The giveaway is going to happen at the end of the stream today. I will be streaming for 12 hours total, and you gotta stay lurking. I gotta see your name in the users in chat list for you to win. If you leave the stream, then you won't win if you actually win. If your name gets pulled and you're not lurking in chat when the giveaway happens, you won't win. So enter, and good luck.
Did I count it out right?
Jel te ubiju, šta je? I malo engleski, malo ruski, ja.
Slabo ruski, bojim se.
Yeah, you can be
Nijedno ni drugo.
as long as you leave the stream running. You can go to the store, you can go to sleep, you can
Slabo jedno i drugo.
go watch YouTube. It's just as long as you leave the stream running. How will you know if you win? I will send you a Twitch DM.
Wait. Ah.
Right, not like actual disrespect. That's different. Passed out in your gaming chair and you got a sword neck? Oh no.
Inače, Kesić, jesi vidio koliki je koliki je huge. Ima blizu 2 metra čovjek, čini mi se. Da, pogledaj sam.
Alright, these guys need to move.
On mislim, ne znam tačno da izmerim, ali mislim da ovo ti nije čak... Pa lik, levo mi se čini da je 1,75 m, 1,70 školki je. Kao Bož, konanica.
You don't get it? Your giveaway is rigged? True.
Da.
What the fuck was that? What the fuck was that? Resin, what's up, dude? What the fuck was that? Trade 1 in 1,000? No, it's better than 1 in 1,000. It depends if you like. There's different ways to enter, right? There, you get to enter if you are following the stream. And you do the other things too. So it's a little better than that. Oh, come on now.
Geo.
Depends on your entries. The dark site bomb? I don't know. I don't know how that works exactly. I haven't tested it.
I need more fury.
Oh, it's not up to 6,000, is it? There's 1,200 entries right now.
Low on fury.
Zijik. Thank you for the branding, Fresh Prime. Turkish, what's up? How's it going, dude? Was that another trade? Oh, yay. 146. Too crouchy in here. Way too crouchy in here.
Low on fury.
We demand blood.
I must wait.
Thank you very much. Egypt. Thank you. We're just chilling now. Just getting a little too tilty. We're relaxing at this point.
I must wait. I need more fury.
Others can hear the noise it makes. It sounds like someone in dark side kind of
ready
yet. I have also heard, by the way, that if you place the dark side bomb outside of someone's hearing range, they will never hear it, even when they get closer. So, for example, let's say you're playing regular bounty hunt and you spawn across the map from somebody else. Well, if you place it and then they come over, you placed it outside of their hearing range and they'll never hear it. Ever.
I must wait. Fury.
Because you placed it initially outside of their hearing range. Crazy, right?
I'm not ready yet.
Znaš da imaš sad tu Dragan, jeste. Imaš sad foru da uđeš u onaj Slaughterhouse u Hunt. Imaš foru da uđeš u Slaughterhouse preko kutija, ako si sa zadnje strane. Umjesto da koristiš merdevine, da te headshotuju dok se penješ. Popneš se na kutiju sa spoljne strane i preko nje preskočiš preko ograde unutra. Manje su te šanse da te headshotuju dok si u skoku nego dok se penješ da ne mrdevine dok glavom pomaljaš. Bar ja mislim tako.
I must wait.
If you're farther than 35 meters away at the time of activation, you'll never hear it. Crazy, right? What boss healing thing with the res bolt?
I'm not ready yet.
You can heal bosses.
You can.
If you use the res bolt on a boss, it heals them. And I mean, it doesn't. I don't think it specifically says this, but you can heal your teammates too. Your teammate, if you have a teammate that's alive and you shoot them with a res bolt, you'll heal them 100 HP. Isn't that kind of nuts? Oh, the enemy team keep healing the boss? Yeah, I don't know how much health it heals the boss. I've never actually tried it.
Da, možeš da killuješ bossa, znaš gdje si. To sam čuo, ali nisam probao. Ako imaš onaj samostar s onim plavim, onim boltama što killuju. Može da ispališ onu boltnu bossa da ga nakilluješ.
Da ga nakilluješ.
Da ga nakilluješ.
Što bi skillovali bossa, ne razumijem.
Pa, na primjer, nećeš da ga ubiju.
Yeah, it's not like a half the boss health, I'm pretty sure. I don't think it's that much.
Što bi tu radio? Na primjer, oni tamo samo što ne ubiju Asesina, a znaš da je Asesin ono naporan da se ubije. A dobro, ako imaš vatro nije. Ili pau. Baci mu stik i ono, znaš, on je već na aparatima. I ti ono jebi ga, nađeš se u boss areni, prolazi pored tebe boss, ti ga pukneš jednom plavom onom strelicom i nakilluješ mu opet heal do pola. Mislim, to je ono situacijalno, nije možda uvijek dobra ideja, ali ono možeš da napraviš to. Naprimjer, ponosi ručni samostrel sa...
Koliko bossu doda health?
10-20%. Nisam siguran tačno u procentima, ali healuje ga, to znam.
These people are being slaughtered. I must wait. Open the cage. I'm not ready yet.
We're gonna test that. We're gonna test that, dude, because that don't make no sense.
I'm not ready yet.
Šta je napisao u chatu? Šta ćete reći?
I was kind of scared.
Ne, to je dobra ideja. Možeš da se recimo uzmeš onaj Dark Side, onu bombu, znaš? I znaš da imaš određene boss arene gdje možeš da se popneš gore. Znaš, imaš gore recimo kutije ili daske iznad ono boss arene. I ako imaš ono Dark Side bombu, možeš da se preko dinamita da se popneš. Znaš, zato što za razliku od ostalih stvari koje postaviš, na dinamit bukvalno možeš da staneš. Isto kao na kutiju, znaš, na toolbox kad postaviš možeš skočiti na njega. Možeš i na ovo, samo da se ovo leti na zid. I gleda sam da ljudi naslažu 3-4 i da se popnu recimo na kutiju ili na ormanđi, inače ne može normalno da se popne. I neko je dao dobru ideju da se iskoristiš taj Dark Side, taj dinamit, da se popneš po zidovima gore na plafon. I onda s plafona kad oni uđe da biju bossa, ti samo ono, oni krenu da biju bossa i skinu ga do pola. Ti uzmeš i kreneš da ga gajdeš s ovim plavim strelicama da ga killaš. E sad zavisi koji boss jebi ga. Pauk i Assassin će te rokat, znaš. Naprimjer, Scrapbik i Butcher neće, jer si previsok. Možda Butcher bači koju žicu, ali generalno ne bi trebalo da te cilja ako si baš previsoko iznad glave. I možda, kaže, možda troluješ ljude, ono, znaš. Ne da ih ubiješ, nego bukvalno oni krenu da biju bossa i ne gađaš. Samo killaš.
Nisi ništa dobro provališ.
Keks.
Onaj keks?
Da. Pa nego ću ga jes uveč, pred spavanje. Dobro. Da, možda troluješ ljude ako ćeš. Ono. Isto kao što je Huge imao dobru foru sa kopljem, znaš.
Kako je to for?
Uđeš u meč sa 2 koplja. I ne poneseš ni pušku ni pištolj. I sad čekaš da ide u zasedi kad dođe 30. I kokneš jednoga sa kopljem odmah. I pretrčiš i zgrabiš mu pušku i pištolj. I pobjegneš, ne zapališ ga, pobjegneš samo. I onda uzmeš, dobro to on radi, znaš, zato što je streamer, onda uzme i zapali sam sebe. On uzme 3 lovce, znaš. Uzme i zapali sam sebe i onda gleda šta rade, znaš. I onda ako ga nađu na vreme, stignu da ga ugase. Ako ne nađu ga na vreme i on izgori, recimo baci Hellfire i izgori, ne mogu da mu uzmu oružje nazad. I onda taj igrač igra bez puške i pištolja. Šta god je nosio. E sad jebi ga, sad je ono event, pa onda imaš onaj trade da nosiš 2 oružja po 3 slota. E to je već problem, znaš, ako nosi ovaj 2 velike puške, onda ga ne možeš baš pokrast dobro, ali generalno mu drpiš jedno oružje. I onda je, znaš, ono, gleda sam ga uzmu, ja gledaj, baš uživo kad je streamao. Koknuo lika i zapalio ga, ovaj lik, ono, preko mikrofona, fuck you, huge, a znaju da on to radi. I kao, are you watching, you bastard? Da, kao kučki sinec da kaže da li me gledaš. A drugi tip je uzeo i uspio da ubije nekoga sa Derringerom i vratio se na Huge Lash i ono kao ti begovo ga, znaš, ono kad kao čučiš mu na glavu. Ono kao, znaš, ono kad spamuješ ono čučanje, ono. To. Postereš mu se na glavu dopustiš.
So go to that link, enter the giveaway. It is PC only. Sorry, console dudes, and you gotta stay lurking. The giveaway is going to happen at the end of the stream today. I will be streaming for 12 hours.
Imaš na YouTube klipove kad krade ljudima oružje.
You gotta stay lurking. I gotta see your name in the users in chat list.
Zato generalno nije problem kad igraš trios. Zato što tvoji saigrači koliko toliko imaju neko oružje. I obično ljudi izgrabe sekiru ili nešto znaš i onda trčkaraju s time. Mislim da, ali znaš koje ti šanse da dobiješ, nikakve bojim se. Imaš ako ga zapratiš na Twitchu i ostaviš njegov stream upaljen, mislim da daje giveaway bilo koji DLC, kaže čak i Ghostface ako baš hoćeš. Ja sam od Hermita bio dobio pre godinu dana, mislim čak 2 DLC-a da sam dobio. U 2 prilike. To sam tražio najgluplji mogući DLC, onaj Crossroads, da imaš automat, Nitro Express, onaj Dolch, za te gluposti. Bukvalno ne znam da sam ikad upotrebio taj DLC. Više sam što se radi, tražio nego što mi trebalo.
Treba si utraži nešto skuplje.
Majak. Ovo je bilo ono, tad sam imao svaki DLC. Tad se ono mogao preko Rusije da uplatiš. Još uvijek. To je bilo pred 2 godine, 3. Tako. Ja.
It's too quiet. Where have the survivors gone?
No way, right?
I'm not ready yet.
Help us!
I'm not ready yet.
Ne znam gdje Makicu Bostana radio, šta znam.
Možda je sa taštama ili tako nešto.
I must wait.
On je znači na kafu, na pjacu. A ne ide ti on po pjaca i to.
I must wait. I must wait.
A možda jutro stije po majku. course, da.
How's it supposed to work?
Ne zeba. Pakao jebote. A šta će ti majka svake nedelje?
Oh, the choke is stopping it? Oh.
A majka misli da on ima milione, ali?
Bridge to the swamp is back open. And the trade routes.
Okay.
One of the lacune creatures.
You have to throw a choke bomb. I don't know what you mean, Michael.
I can't do that here.
A i Nenada nema, mora da upozore.
Come back soon, alright?
Like...
Treba u handu ubace recimo da imaš timski chat.
So as long as you throw them fast.
Razumiješ, kad pričaš s ljudima, a ne ovo uđeš s randovima, pričaš timski, ovo te čuje i ovaj. A normalno kad te čuje da se ona mešta o tome Jesse i šta ovo pričaš.
Maybe was that one too far away? Maybe that was too far away. Yeah, what about choke bolts?
Kaže, možeš da detoniraš Dark Dynamite, onaj satchel sa 2 choke bombe.
Detoniraš ga još šta?
Pa ne bi trebao da radi u dimu, znaš.
I guess we try choke bolts next? I don't know.
I'm not ready yet.
Weird, dude. It's like the one damage that the choke does, I guess.
Dok baciš dva choke.
Ako, znaš kad choke bomb, on te pogodi u glavu, to si gleda kad delay ne radi. Kad te pogodi choke bomb, da ti uradi 1 damage.
Ma znam.
I to možda aktivira eksploziv.
I'm not ready yet.
To što radi 1 damage.
I must wait.
Help! I beg you!
I must wait. I'm not ready yet. I must wait.
Yeah, 7 hours, I believe.
I must wait. I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready yet.
What?
I must wait.
If this blows up from a res bolt, dude. If this blows up from a res bolt, there's no fucking way, right?
I'm not ready yet.
Ne verujem.
yet.
Bruh.
I must wait.
Why is it the second one? The first one didn't go off. It has to be. It has to be that it has like 2 HP or something. It's not 1. It has to be that this thing has 2 HP. I'm choking. I'm choking from over there. Dude, I'm choking. Bro. Oh, let's hide it in the mud so no one can see it. Bro. What about decoys?
Well,
bro. What is this?
Okay.
I'm not ready yet.
Pogodio je onim ručnim samostalom s onim plavim strelicama. Pogodio je onaj C4 i detonira ga. Ja gledam. Zašto to tako radi? Ne bi trebalo.
I must wait.
Mark, thank you for 1,000 bits, dude. Thank you, thank you.
I must wait.
Absterga, thank you for 100 bits.
Ali gdje je crna boja? Ne.
Mustache, how's it going? Ibitsu, what's up? We're testing this crazy absurdness. I mean, it shouldn't blow up when you throw a fucking throwing knife at it, right? Okay, all right. Okay. Regular decoy. Poison bolt.
Dobro.
It didn't explode, okay. It didn't explode.
I must wait. must wait.
Winnie Wonka, thank you for the gifted sub.
I must wait. I'm not ready yet.
Poison bolt. Poison bolt, by the way. Poison bolt.
I must wait.
What if it's on the door itself? I don't know. Let's try it.
I need time.
I destroyed that door, so I might not be able to do it anymore. Yep, chokes exploded too. Yeah.
I need to keep looking.
Ecofall was built off the hard work of mine.
Yes! You...
I doubt you can put it on a movable object, yeah.
Neko ispao.
Možda Mičko.
Max, thank you so much for 45 bits. So yeah, you could just... Bro. You could just put it somewhere